Hi everybody, WaxFraud here. We are in my hardcore world right now, and we are on day 8,000. I cannot believe we have reached the 8,000 day milestone in this world. It's unbelievable. We've done quite a lot in the last 1,000 days, and I want to show you guys what we've done real quick before we get into it. First things first, look at this new courtyard we made. It is beautiful. I love hanging out here. The Enderman has been decorating. Please stop doing that. The horse loves it here as well. This guy's been chilling here ever since we set up the waterfall. It's no problem though. If he wants to be here, he can be here. My favorite part about the last 1,000 days is the fact that we can now use the spear. I have Brittany right now, and we can get so many kills so quickly with this thing. This is by far my favorite new weapon. I mean, hold on. Let's just check this out real quick. We got this guy right here. And let's get out of here because the creeper... Yep, there's a creeper right there. But do you see what I mean? It is the best. Oh, there's a guy right here. And you're gone. Honestly, it doesn't really get any better than this. The newest long play that we recorded was at the top of this mountain, and we're about to get some waterfalls dripping down the sides. But for right now, it's a lonely mountain tower. And thanks for watching this video if you did. No more distractions though, we gotta get back into the video. I want to move past the courtyard and show you guys another project we did in the past 1,000 days, and that is the Copper Golem Sanctuary. These guys are constantly at work. Well, they're sorting, but there's nothing in the chest, so they're just pretending to sort. But if this looks familiar, it's because this is the launch screen. If I go right here, this is the launch screen for 1.21.9. I did add a little bit more though. We have some back hallways. I just needed more space because we have so many copper golems, and we're adding more and more because people keep redeeming it on the Twitch streams. And by the way, thank you for stopping by the streams. It is twitch.tv/WaxFraud. Feel free to stop by anytime. But yeah, there is not a room that a copper golem is not in right now. It is a super busy build. I'm sleeping right now, which I think brings us to day 7,999. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. And you know what else is awesome? This sunlight right here. This thing is booming right now. We need to get past Armadilliopolis real quick because I gotta show you this other busy build that we have, and that is the Polar Bear Sanctuary. This thing is enormous, and this episode was super fun to record, and thank you for watching that one if you did too. But I'm gonna fly on in here. Let's check up with all the polar bears. It's been a little bit since I've been down here. People keep redeeming these on Twitch as well. But what's going on, polar bear? Hope you are having a good time. I absolutely loved building this thing, and the chandelier up top, I had a really good time building that also. All of these rivers gave me a little bit of inspiration for another project, and that is the Nautilus Sanctuary. This thing is absolutely crazy. It is so big. The Nautilus have so much space to roam around. If I look down here, look at all these rivers. The Polar Bear Sanctuary had some rivers, but these are way bigger. And the Nautilus seem to love all the space that they have here. I have mud covering the bottoms. We have light everywhere because all the sea pickles are pretty much around every single corner. I also have glow lichens, so I don't have to use any torches on any of these little islands. Finding all the Nautilus armor was pretty fun too. I love how the game is a lot more adventure-based now. Sometimes you have to travel pretty far to get diamond Nautilus armor unless you get pretty lucky, but we found ours, turned it into netherite, put it on Ned, the zombie Nautilus. These guys are way too cool, but this build is fun, man. I love being in here. Then you know what we gotta do. It is tradition. We need to get a new achievement since we are on the 1,000 day milestone. This town is growing so much, it's insane. There's an achievement called Country Load Take Me Home, and I don't have that one yet, so I was thinking we could get that one right now. All we need to do is, let's take this out right here. We'll replace that with a lodestone, and we will right click with the compass. Boom. Advancement made. Country Load Take Me Home. But now instead of going to spawn, if we ever get lost, if we have our lodestone compass with us, it just takes us right back to our starter house. Again, I just can't believe we hit another 1,000 days. My goal for this series was to reach 10,000 days since I've never done that before. In my last series, I hit 9,900, but not 10,000. So with that being said, 8,000 is just very special to me. Thank you guys so much for watching this series up until right now. And I just wanted to say that. But also, guys, if you are enjoying the series so far, make sure to hit the like button on this video. It does help send the video to people that have never seen this channel before, and it helps grow the community. So I really appreciate that. Without further ado, though, let's hop into the video. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. If I turn around, you guys can see the giant castle that we just finished in the last episode. This is insane. Spent about 2 weeks building this thing. We have some copper golem statues watching over the courtyard that we're about to build today. We used an infinite amount of stone. We have so much prismarine and so much copper that we put in this build. But now we have 4 giant copper golem statues that'll look over Crystal Cove and keep everyone safe down here. A few things on today's list though. The most important is getting this courtyard done. We're going to put a fountain probably in the middle, get some flowers everywhere, and some nice pathways for these copper golems to be roaming around in. There's a few of them down here. They're not even rendered in yet. There they are. We have a lot of these guys, and the 2 resident donkeys that you guys helped name in the comment section of the last video. There were a lot of good name suggestions. However, my 2 favorites were Shrek right here, and then if we go over here, this donkey is going to be named Fiona. Shrek and Fiona, the 2 resident donkeys in the Copper Golem Castle. I did find it hilarious how in the comment section you guys pointed out that the eyes and the drawbridge gate make this castle look like it has a face. It's kind of funny. You can see it a little better if we fly out this way. Yeah, it definitely has a face. But I'm glad we got this castle done. We have Waxdros over here, and you guys helped me name this castle, and I think we're going to call it Copper Landing. I'm going to keep the Game of Thrones theme going with all of the names of my castles in this world. So we got Waxdros, Copper Landing, and who knows what's next. Maybe the Polar Bear Sanctuary will end up being some sort of ice castle. But besides the courtyard we're working on today, I also need to get the interior done. We have this tower. If we fly over here, we have the middle tower and the other tower on to the left side. These are enormous. There's a lot of space, a lot of potential. The vast emptiness needs to be filled, and I believe I have an idea. It was mentioned in the comment section, and by the way, thank you guys for all the comments on the videos. You guys give me so many ideas for these next videos, and I think I'm going to put a mud farm right here because I need to make a bunch of mud bricks for this courtyard down here. On the other side, I could put a villager crop farm to get myself a bunch of automatic wheat. That way we don't have to farm it all manually anymore, and we can have as many mud bricks as we possibly want. I will get to building, but we have a few things to attend to first, just a couple shenanigans to take care of. If I fly back into Crystal Cove, look at this. We have a problem. There's a bunch of iron golems that are spawning, and it's because of these guys. All of the villagers, I was wondering where they were at, but for some reason, they're all just stuck on this roof right here. So I'm going to jump over. I'm going to push you down. Oh, wait, no, he pushed me down. Let's try this again. Hold on. Let's get rid of this. Boom, you're out, and let's go this way. Okay, I'm going to push you right there, and then I'm going to push you. Wait, hold on, buddy. You're gonna get pushed right down there. Perfect. And hold on, just one at a time. All right, get down there. Boom. I think this guy's stuck in the globe area. There you go. Okay, let's get you off. And wait, you're done. And this guy as well. And that's all of them. I don't even know why these guys were stuck. They could easily walk right up here and then just walk right back onto the path. I don't know what any of them are thinking. But these iron golems, these guys are definitely stuck. So here's what we could do. We could take this out, and now they can hop out. What I'll do is just take all of these stone bricks out, and we'll turn them into slabs. At least we can just do that on every other block so that they don't get stuck anymore. And here's something that's kind of ridiculous. What are you guys doing back here? How did you get stuck? I can't believe it. All right, get out of there. There's 1, 2, 3 of them that were stuck. There's one more place where villagers keep getting stuck, and it's right here. I don't know why they do that. All right, so I'm going to leave that slab out of there for now so that they don't do that anymore. And you know what I'll do? Let's put the slab right here so they can just hop out if they hop in. These villagers are just helpless sometimes. But Crystal Cove is going to feel a lot more lively now that there are iron golems walking around everywhere. And these villagers, just please stop getting stuck. There's so many of them now. Oh, man. I did not realize how many were here. They have been breeding like crazy. So here's the other issue that I had that I ran into on the last episode. My ender chest, you can see all of my shulker boxes. I am running low. I only have about 10, maybe a dozen of them, because I do have a few up here at my base of operations where I left all of my loot after landscaping for the castle. We do have a bunch of cobblestone right now. This is pretty nice. But the shulker boxes, we are running low, and this is pretty much all the mud that I have, which is why we need that mud farm. So to take care of this problem today, I am going to the end for the first time in a while, and I'm going to go end city raiding. I know I should probably make a shulker farm pretty soon, but for now, I haven't been end raiding in a while, so I think that's just something that sounds kind of fun. In the last 2 episodes, I happened to pop a few totems, so I'm going to bring an extra totem with me today just in case. Well, here goes nothing. I'm going to leave this castle for the first time in 2 weeks. I've grown very attached to this place, but it's time to go to the end. Kind of nice we get to fly over our custom farm for all the new cows and all the new pigs, but we don't have time to visit with you guys. I'm sorry about that. I gotta go. Also, I'm still planning on redesigning this village right here. This will be a custom farming village. If I remember right, it's in the savannah over here by the village up on this mountain. And yep, here's some torches. Here is the hole that I dug. Nice. Okay, perfect. Eventually, I will be redesigning the end portal as well. I got a lot of plans for this world, but first we gotta take care of the courtyard. I haven't been down here in a while. Oh man, okay, yeah, wow, I forgot I already got a bunch of stone from down here. This place is ready to be redesigned. Here is the portal, and you know what? Here goes nothing. Let's jump in. Okay. Oh man, the end, it just makes me a little nervous. I've popped 2 totems recently, and I don't want to pop anymore. All the Endermen are here to greet me, and I haven't been back here since the egg disappeared on me. Do you guys remember that? In episode 5, the egg left me forever. It went through the portal, I went to get Elytra instead of going after the egg, and we lost it forever. Now it's officially impossible for me to get all of the achievements in this game. I really wish I would have gone after that egg. But here's the edge. Oh man, that's crazy. Alright, well, oh wait, did I just look at an Enderman? Not good, I gotta be careful. Let's fly out. It's nice coming back here with Elytra because you can just skip back over to the islands. Oh my, no way! Did I already find this one, or is this a new one? Because that's crazy lucky. Hold on a second. If there are shulkers up here, then wow, that is so lucky. Well, see ya, buddy. That is insane. Also, what I would like to do is come back to these end cities eventually so that I can get all of the resources that are in here. I would like to take down the purple blocks so that I can use... Oh, we got one right here. Please don't hit me. See ya. Thanks for the shulker box. Oh, boy. But I want to get all of the resources, like the purple blocks and the end stone. It's just kind of nice to come back here for purple blocks instead of having to craft it yourself. We already have 2 shulker shells, though. Let's hop down here. We got a couple in this tower. Actually, it looks like there's one back here. I didn't even see this guy. They're going crazy. Stop that. They're going crazy. Stop that. Stop. There's like 1, 2. How many are in here? Okay, that is absolutely insane. I'm just gonna go over here, get this loot. Hold on. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I just keep getting hit by these things. All right, hold on. Wait, stop. Stop. Okay, you're going down. I wonder how many we're gonna be able to end up with today. You know what? Let's just go in. Let's get some of this loot. What do we got right here? Okay, some gold. Oh, man. Oh, this is gonna be nuts. All right, let's hop over. We got 1 guy at the tippy top. It only just takes 1 at a time. All right, are you upside down? I'm just gonna look over the edge. He's open. You're done. Hold on. See ya, and see ya, and... Okay, wait. They're hitting me. I can just jump down real quick. There's a shulker box on this guy. Got you. Hold on. Wait. Got you. Ouch. Ouch. I wonder if they updated the end sounds recently, because I just keep hearing some giant drum sounds that sound pretty cool, pretty ominous. Get out, thank you. Let's jump down. Get out, thank you. They're just gonna keep on smacking me. You're done, and you're done, and you're done. Oh, he blocked it. Okay, hold on. It is kind of wild how much damage these guys do. I don't need to get all of the end rods like I normally would at the beginning of the series. I've just been crafting end rods on end rods. 16 shulker shells so far, though. Not too bad. Let's jump down a little further. I hear you, buddy. I see ya, and you're going down. I know there's more in here. Okay, well, you smacked me. I'm gonna smack you. See you later, buddy. Thank you for the shell. Got some more loot right here. Oh, nice. The Spire armor trim. I haven't got that yet. What I'm going to do is just take these extra ender chests too. I kind of want them, so I'm going to take them. Sounds like there's a guy right above me, and yes, he's right here. Go. Okay, well, he's gone. I told him to go, and he listened, but where did he go? I think he just went right in here. It sounds like he did. Yep, there he is. No more hitting me, buddy. You are out of here. Once I get up this maze of a building, you are gonzo. Hold on. See you later. 18 shulker shells from one little city. Not too bad. Let's see if I can get some more. Looks like there's one guy at the top right here, and I know that there's two on the bottom. Yep, there you are, buddy. You are going down. I see you. Did his shulker shell just drop all the way to the bottom? It did. There it is. Wait, I hear more of them? Oh, they're right here. Oh, these are the guys at the bottom. I didn't realize I was so close to the bottom. Wow, 22 shulker shells from one little city? Not too bad. I wonder if we can get some extra elytra, too. I actually only have one elytra. But first, we have some more... Nice. Some more loot that I did not take. I'll take all of the horse armor that I can get. Horse armor, to me, for some reason, is just really valuable. I like collecting as much as I can. By the way, I'm loving exploring this right now. The end looks absolutely gorgeous with the Complementary Unbound Shaders. Looks like we have another end city. Is this the smallest end city possible? What is this? I have never seen one this tiny. That is wild. You're going down, bud. Sorry. I feel like there's only going to be like 3 shulkers total in this building. What is going on here? That was actually the smallest I've ever seen. And there was only 3 shulkers. That is wild. All right, buddy. Give me the shell. Oh, never mind. He's gone. Never mind. I found him. See ya. Okay, that's crazy. Let's move on. I can't believe how fast we just did that. Oh, there's another one. This is tiny. That is wild. Oh, wait, never mind. I see an end city ship. That means more elytra and more shulkers. Let's get this guy real quick. Nope, don't be doing what you're doing. I'm tired of that. And he's gone. Or anybody gets to... Oh my god, he's right here. Hold... Whoa. Stop doing what you're doing. Before anybody else gets to me, though, I'm gonna get this dragon head. Come on, thank you. I just used my only dragon head for some decoration on the pirate ship, and now I have a couple... Whoa, he's in here. Hold on, get out. So, is this one... You are done. Did he just take out the elytra? He tried to despawn it. That is not gonna fly. I'm gonna fly, though. What loot do we got? Plenty of loot. I love this. This is amazing. Get the elytra in. It's awesome having a backup. And, ooh, alright. Early game, this is all amazing. I'm still just amazed by all the loot that you can get here. I'm even going to take these chests because I can just craft a shulker box right here, right now with them. Actually, I can craft 2 right here, right now. I should just be doing this the entire time. I think I'm going to do a lot of this End City raiding on stream. That actually sounds kind of fun. You can join on YouTube. We do a lot of streaming on YouTube now, and we also stream on Twitch every single day. So if you want to join, it is twitch.tv/WaxFraud. Feel free to join anytime. It's awesome having new people roll in and say what's up. I think with the amount of shulkers that we're finding today, we might not even have to get a shulker farm going, but the shulker farm is going to happen eventually still, because I do want to do at least one of every build in this world. Hold up. I need to eat... Wow, that was... I gotta pay attention. Alright, hold on a second. Let's get you... Oh, man, they are going crazy right now. These guys are wild and... Whoa, nope. Man, I'm having a blast right now. I always love going to do this. Big on, shulker. Big on! I know there's one at the top of the tower here, like Rapunzel. Get out of here, Rapunzel. Come on, what are you doing? Let's get a couple more of these guys. I have almost 3 stacks, plus I have made a few shulkers since I've been here. I was on stream for about maybe 4 hours just raiding some end cities, and it showed me that I kind of really do need a shulker farm if I want to do this again. This does take a while to get 3 stacks of shulkers. But I'm going to take this loot, that's mine, and this loot. Look at that, the copper horse armor. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to head down here real quick. You're done. You're out of here, buddy. I'm coming down. Hello. Whoa, there are guys everywhere in here. I think I just saw some shulkers kill another shulker with these little homing bullets. That's kind of wild. I believe there's one more spot to get the elytra from. I already have 2 elytra on me. I did get 1 on stream, and now I'm about to get my 3rd right here. Buddy, sorry about this. See ya. Let's put the horse armor back. I have some chests to put back. Okay, perfect. Almost 3 stacks of shulker shells. I did make a couple more shulkers, so we definitely got more than 3 stacks. Oh, I'll take these with me, too. Put these back in here. Wait, yep, there it is. But look at all the purple blocks we got. We took down a couple of those smaller cities, got some endstone, and as many purple blocks as I could really ask for. And I'm about to make a purple fountain, I think, in this episode. I mean, why not? We have an overabundance now, and check out all the armor and tools we picked up, too. We went away with a lot of loot. This is pretty nice. Last thing I gotta do is take this little dragon head right here. You are mine. Okay, no, don't be gone. Hold on. Barely saved, I think. Yes, okay, right here. Whew, that was lucky. Fly back real quick. We're not too far from the end portal itself. I don't need to find one of the mini ones. I'm just gonna fly back to 0-0. See you later, End City. Appreciate you for all the loot. Not gonna lie, it never gets any easier flying through this open void. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking. The last thing I want is to lose the world by falling into the void. That would just be tragic. I think I see the main island coming up. There it is. Perfect. All right, we are almost home. The rays in the background are just so magical looking. Eventually, I would like to beat the dragon, though. We're going to be back here soon enough to beat the dragon again. Probably 19 more times so I can get all 20 portals around. But we are here. Let's go back home. Oh, no way. It just took me right back to my starter house. Let's go. That's awesome. Didn't realize that this was the last bed that I slept in. That was extremely convenient. First things first, before I get to building some interiors, I'm going to head back to the auto storage system to get all this endstone back and the purple blocks back. I'll probably take a shulker box or two back with me so I can use it to decorate the fountains and the floor around the fountain, but I just realized right now when you hold the dragon's head, it just looks like a glove on your hand. That is kind of wild. Also, it takes up so much of the screen. We have a few things to get put back at the starter house. First things first, we have the spire armor trim to get back. Look at all the colors that we have in here now. Also, you may already notice in my inventory, look at what we got, the Hyper Potions Lava Chicken Disc. On stream, I did kill a chicken jockey, and so now we have another disc to add to the shelves over here. Alright, the collection is growing. We've got a lot of shulker boxes that we've made here, and I have plenty of dyes right here to be able to turn them into any color I want, so I think it is only right that we get a wide array of colors. I don't think I'm using any light gray or even gray dyes for any of the shulker boxes, and this would be nice to be able to sort my stone. Honestly, I still think one of the coolest parts of the new update are all these dyes and how they look. It's just the texture on all these is amazing. Now, if these are going to be truly backup elytras, what I need to do is go buy some mending books and some Unbreaking 3 books. Let's fly to the library real quick and get everything we need. I might have some of them already made. Let's see. Oh, this is looking like a good book right here. Density 4, Looting, Aqua Affinity. There's one Unbreaking 3, and I already have some books here with me, but... oh, wait, here's some more. 2 Unbreaking 3s, there's a Mending, another Unbreaking 3, a Mending, a Unbreaking 3 again. And there we are, another 6 points, but so worth it. Now we don't have to take any walks of shame when our elytra breaks on stream. And you know what? While we're here, let's get some shears with Unbreaking 3 and Mending. We're gonna get our shield. We'll put Unbreaking 3 and Mending on that, and a flint and steel. Let's get Unbreaking and Mending on it. Why not just enchant everything? Then we can put it all back in the black shulker box, our little handy-dandy notebook here. I see a lot of people in the comment section saying justice for Mendington, but I couldn't disagree more. One quick thing I'm excited about is now that I have a bunch of shulker boxes, I can take all of my golden carrots and just keep them in a yellow shulker box with me at all times, so I don't have to keep running back here for more food. Should have done this a long time ago. Now, if I want to get the interior started on the castle, I'm heading to the copper factory first, where all of this stuff is oxidizing. I'm going to head to the basement and get myself some copper trap doors. We still have a load of copper smelting, so we can come back and make as many trapdoors as we want. For this build today, I'm going to want to wax all the trapdoors, so I'm heading to the beehives real quick. Let's get these guys waxed. There it is in all its glory. We have copper landing and the interior is ready to be built in. Starting over on the left side, I feel like I'm going to make the right side pretty much identical to this tower, and the middle might be a good mix of both of them, but I'm going to be using some sandstone stairs to get myself up to the top of this tower, and I don't know for the railing. I might use acacia trapdoor, and I might use waxed copper trapdoors. They both look awesome. We could use a mixture of both of them, too. Instead of stairs under, we are going to do full sandstone blocks underneath. Then once we get to the corners, we will be making platforms like this that go back into the corner. And I'm thinking about doing bubble columns back here so we don't have to use the stairs. We can just swim straight up to the top. We will creep around all of the frog lights. I'm not taking them out. We're just going to have to work with them in the middle of the stairs. Another platform right here. We're going to have to figure out how to get these lit up. Yep, we definitely need to light these up. There are plenty of mobs already spawning. I think this is most easily done with the same type of lighting as we have on the floor. Let's get tough brick walls into warped fences into some end rods right here. In the corner, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Wait, hold on. I hear a skeleton. Ouch, where'd he come? Oh, okay, but well, you're dead now. How did that guy even see me? I was back in the corner. When we reach the top, we're going to have to break open through the roof. Let's get some of the frog lights and the stone out of the way. We can move these iron trap doors, actually. We'll take this out, take this guy and that guy, move you, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Finish putting the staircase in right here, and one... you know what? Maybe we can take this guy out and leave him open for a sandstone block. You're gonna have to get out of here, buddy. See ya. Not too bad. The spiral looks pretty cool, but under the stairs, we need a little bit more structure. Let's get some stairs on each of these sides, all the way up to the top. And guess who's helping us today with the tower? Because I cannot reach most of these stairs. Roger. He's back in action. If you guys haven't met Roger yet, he has been extremely helpful with building this tower and a bunch of other projects so far, so he's going to be doing pretty good work on the interior. These guys definitely help the process move a lot smoother and a lot faster. If I can get him to angle right, there we go, and we're moving up. Sometimes you do have to hop off the gas when you're in a corner or up against another type of structure, but for the most part, it's super convenient. While we are floating around with Roger, I feel like we can get some hanging lights here as well. Let's get the tough brick walls into the warped fence into the lightning rods. These are going to oxidize alongside the copper chains, and we'll get some end rods hanging here. While we're still using Roger, I think it would be nice to get some nether bricks for a little bit of extra color down this center column. It's starting to look like the rainbow in here. We have orange, yellow, green, blue. Now we even have red. Spiral is looking pretty sweet right about now. I do want to get the bubble column set up though. So in the corners, I'm going to get a fast travel to the ceiling. Cover these up with some oak leaves and perfect. All right, so let's get this down, head down. I think we're going to beat the water. Actually, wait, this water's moving quickly. Nope, I beat the water. As soon as it falls, there it is. Okay, so I'll break this guy, replace it with the soul sand, move up with the kelp. Head down real quick to break it, and it should just shoot us straight to the top. And by the way, I hear it raining outside. It is always raining. Why is it always raining? Put some signs on the wall so the water doesn't flow out to the center, and we will put the fence right here so the water doesn't flow out to this extra block where the torch is. And now that the torch is gone, we do need some more lights. So I'll take you out, and you out, and we'll replace you with frog lights. While I still have the leaves on me, I'm going to take every single stair that's connected to the prismarine or the copper, and I'm just going to replace it with some oak leaves. I feel like this would just make the build pop a lot more. Also adding to the rainbow color. We already have red, orange, yellow. Time to add a little bit of green next to this blue. The copper orange is about to oxidize into blue though, so we could add some more permanent orange along the side, and I think acacia trapdoors for the stair railings are going to be perfect. Now, using the bamboo, we could add a little bit more yellow. I'm going to connect the frog lights down to the floor, all the way up to the ceiling, so that it looks like it is more connected to the build. And around the frog lights themselves, I'm going to add in some bamboo trapdoors to cover up some of this light, because it is pretty bright. For some of these that are higher up, I am going to have to use Roger. Appreciate all of his help. The outside has a lot of detailing, and so I figured, you know what, the inside could use some as well. Also, for this line of frog light that was providing light to the roof, I feel like we should just get this covered up as well to keep it consistent. I am gonna make myself dizzy with this spiral right here. Roger, you are in the way of this work of art. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do on the ceiling. It is a little bit dark up there, and we have pretty much every color added except for purple. So I brought some of the purple with me that we got in the end. Roger's gonna help me rise to the tippy top, and I think I'm gonna work on a circular chandelier that will just drop down maybe about 10-15 blocks. It's not gonna be too large, but at least we won't have an empty ceiling. We have the center block picked out. Let's go out about 1, 2, 3, 4 in each direction. We're gonna work on a small circle here, going out 3 into 2, back into 2, into the other side. So far, so good. Let's start bringing this thing down a little bit. Connect the corners up to the center block as well. It actually might look nice if we bring this down 3 blocks, bring this down 2 blocks, bring that one down 1. Okay, nice, we're getting somewhere. Unfortunately, we don't have any purple walls to work with. No purple walls in this game whatsoever, unfortunately. But we can start to work our way down with some of the end rods. I'm going to use chains first. When we're looking straight up at this, I feel like it'll look okay, but I hope it looks good from the staircase. We'll just have to see when it's done. And no way is it raining again. Are you serious? What is going on? Let's jump down here real quick, and okay, nice. We have a purple ceiling, and that added quite a bit. It would be nice if the Enderman stopped trying to decorate in my house. Thank you, sir. Please stop that. A couple things I want to take care of on the bottom. Let's get some copper chests. Do I have any honeycombs with me? I do. Perfect. Okay, let's get this waxed real fast. This Enderman needs to leave. I keep almost looking at him. He's just got to get out of here. Move into the center tower. This was a little taller, so I did a little bit of a different design, and it's pretty cool so far. It looks a lot like Hogwarts in here. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm getting the acacia for the railing on the stone stairs that lead to the balcony that looks down at the courtyard. I decided to build a balcony that goes all the way around for the first level because we have the initial staircase down there. I could only build the sandstone on this one side, but for the rest of the way up, it goes all along the side and into the middle, back along the side, all the way up to the top. I just have a little bit more acacia railing to set up here. I've never built a staircase like this where it just completely goes to the center, kind of with nothing holding it up. It's almost like it's all being held up by what's attached to the wall. Roger's enjoying himself in here. He's having a good time all the way up at the ceiling. Now we just gotta flip all of these back up. We just used almost 11 stacks of acacia trapdoors just for railings in this middle tower. Now a very similar thing I was doing to the other tower. I'm gonna get some copper chests on the way up, get that waxed. In the corner of the staircases, I'm gonna get a crafting table with some warped roots and a flower pot. And then we just gotta continue that all the way up the staircase. And at the top next to the bubble elevators, I'm just going to put some flower pots on the ground, give it a little bit more color as we enter up here. This tower is enormous, and I love how we can just break through right here and have a solid entrance up to the roof. One thing I did forget, though, was to cover up these frog lights right there, and okay, now we are good. This build is an absolute labyrinth all the way down, and I think I'm going to do the mud farm in the center and 2 crop farms on the side just to even everything out. Keep it symmetrical. I'm going to use Roger real quick to get some hanging lights. I think that's going to be the last little bit of detail. Just going to go to the center block right here. Actually, it might be kind of fun to use 5. There we go. Then I can use a warped fence. Then we'll do a lightning rod into a copper chain into an end rod. Then we're going to dip down below and do the exact same thing on this other staircase, and I can't really think of anywhere else I want to hang any more lights. Maybe on this wall right here, because the torch was lighting it up, and now we can just use that, and okay, that's nice. Back here, I'm just going to have this one coming up from the floor, and boom, no more torches. Except for in the middle, but it will be lit up by some more frog lights, and as soon as the farm comes in, it'll look more complete, but wow, this place is insane. You know what? Just to top it all off, I'm going to get a brick stair, let's get a copper chest, and a honeycomb to wax it. Perfect. That pretty much ties the whole build together. I could just do this as well down here. It's so loud. The colors are all so loud, but I kind of like having just the rainbow in here. We're using every single color, and usually I wouldn't do that, but for some reason I just don't hate it. It seems like we also made a little bat sanctuary. There's bats spawning all over this build. Alright, I have brought my purple blocks with me to match the ceiling so we can make our first little crop farm, and I believe this is the center block right here, so I'm just going to walk out about 5 in each direction. I'm going to start out with some pearlescent frog lights to go ahead and make the base. That way the floor is lit up and we don't have to use torches anymore. Next, I'm using glass so that I can see into the farm. Got to make sure this villager that's about to be in here is doing his work. And on the next layer, the purple pillars are coming in so we can have some extra purple color. The same layer as the frog light is all going to be dirt, but if I want the hopper minecart system down below, I'm going to have to remove this layer of stone and andesite. I'm going to bring Roger over here with me real quick so I can build under the farm. The days at which we need to pillar up and build under are absolutely gone. Thank you to the happy ghasts. Then we can close this up. Now we are ready for the system. I left one extra layer of dirt right here so that I have a place to direct these hoppers. So I'm going to break this guy in the corner. Then the hopper is going to be able to face this way. Then all the hoppers that are under the frog lights are going to be facing towards the center. Then I'm going to run a power system made out of redstone blocks that infinitely power... Oh, you're going to have to move there, Roger. But this is going to infinitely power the rail that moves on forever. I'm pretty sure this redstone block will lock this one hopper right here, but the rest of them will collect. Now we just got to see if this thing will move forever, and I'm pretty sure it will. Get to the back corner and move in back. All right, perfect. Now I just need to get out of the way and place some dirt next to these frog lights. Now to get some water in here, I'm going to place a bamboo trapdoor. I'm going to place the water right there, and it should not be falling through. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do the exact same thing right here and in the... Oh, geez, that's wrong. Nope, don't break the... Okay, perfect. Never mind. We'll do that, and then we can go to the corner and do the same thing. Then I'm going to work in some more trapdoors so the villager doesn't walk into the water. Then in the middle, we're going to get a composter to make a farmer villager with a slab on top so this guy can't jump up and break the crops around him. Now it's time to turn all this into farmland. It should all be hydrated. Then we can get all of the seeds ready for when the farmer gets dropped in here. Hopefully this guy's ready to work for the rest of his life. Now I need to get the rail system up here so I can get a villager in the farm before I close it up, and I think I saw 2 villagers all the way down here that are stuck on these campfires. Since they're not doing anything, they're not going to take any jobs, I feel like, you know what, let's just turn them into some farmers. And wait, what is this? Is there an iron golem stuck under the water? Oh man, they just sink too. They just live their lives under the sea once they get down here. But let's build all the way up. We got ourselves a little bit of a hike here. Pretty much just going from sea level all the way to Y level 150, so this is just straight up. No way, am I seeing this right? Is that a copper golem? What is a copper golem doing all the way? He must have escaped, tried to run out here. Why did he do that? Hold on, you gotta go real quick. I can't believe this guy ran all the way outside. I wonder if any more ran away. Oh man, baby zombies, and they got pumpkins on their heads. Oh, that's actually, I forgot it's Halloween time when I'm recording right now. I completely forgot that during Halloween the pumpkins end up on their faces. These guys are pretty cute as pumpkin heads, let me tell you. Get the powered rail set up. Gotta get all the redstone in for some power. Now we just gotta get this guy in. Hold... No, wait, buddy, no! Well, I should have thought about that. Let's just keep it moving straight now and pick him up from the town. Wrap the redstone around a little bit to get him powered onto this original ramp. These guys are gonna have to lose their jobs. Alright, you know what? See you later, buddy. You are going in. You're gonna be a farmer. I think he's able to keep his speed and... Okay, perfect. He is. You are heading in, buddy. Have a good time in here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna push him in a little bit further. Oh, no way! No way! How does that even happen? Okay, let's try this again. I have this guy completely filled up with seeds in his inventory. He should be good to go. No wheat being able to be collected. And boom. Get in there, buddy. You're a farmer now. And there he is. Great job, you little farmer. I did just notice that the Enderman is doing more decorating. Please stop that. I want to do a little bit of decoration around the side. Let's get some crimson trapdoors up against the frog lights so we don't have to stare into the brightness. And up top, I'm going to add some stairs just so that it feels a little bit more closed in. Checking on the villager on the other side. He looks like he's doing all right. He is a farmer, and we already have almost 2 stacks of wheat. Let's go. Now that's exciting stuff because on stream recently, I built a brand new little mud farm, and it's kind of funny because this area in the center tower is enormous. This place is huge, looks like Hogwarts, and it goes so many blocks into the sky, and now we just have a tiny little farm all the way at the bottom. I have an anvil with me right now for this type of situation. We have an iron shovel, and I'm going to put a Mending and Unbreaking 3 book on it. We cannot use a diamond or a netherite shovel because it would be too much for the farm. But now we can head back over to the farm. Nothing's going to be able to get me inside because I have a small enclosure, and then we can take a little bit of dirt from here. Put the dirt in your offhand, slap some right there, and boom, we are good to go. I do enjoy collecting mud in the lake next to my starter house. However, now that we need a bunch of mud for this build, it was about time we get an automatic farm going. But after about a minute, you got yourself a couple stacks of mud. Not too bad, and I can always just place this guy right here for next time. Gotta get the totem back in just in case, put the dirt back, and we have a farm. The Enderman is out here decorating as well. You gotta stop, dude. They're doing it on the side of the castle as well. Stop doing that. Hopping on Roger real quick. We are about to build in the courtyard. However, I would like to get a little bit of a design on this wall. The bottom drops right there. I'm gonna look over. I think I'll just drop down one block. I don't have the beacon here anymore, so this will take me a couple minutes, but let's go ahead and take all this out, and I'm inside. It would be cool if I knew how to jump. Let's go ahead and start mining. I'm thinking it would make sense to bring this wall about 20 blocks down. We're gonna make this a big shape. I took out the other side so that we can do the exact same thing on the outside as we're doing on the inside of the wall, but I think I'm gonna bring this down about 4 blocks on the side. We're gonna start making an arch. This is gonna have a nice elliptical shape to it. So let's try something here with the slabs. I'm gonna get you in the center, 1, 2, then we'll go down 1. I'll get more slabs right here moving down, and wait, I need to take you out and you out. Then we'll do one more block, then I'm gonna take these guys out because I'm gonna replace them with some stairs moving in. Then we'll just go down 1 block back into 1 more stair, and that is gonna create a nice gentle arch. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the bottom. Then we're going to use all of these stone blocks that we have. We're going to move in 1 block and out 2. I like this right now. It's like the shape of an emerald. And we could get it filled up with emeralds, but I think it's time to go back to our prismarine roots. Keeping that coin shape, I'm going to move in with the prismarine walls just because I feel like we don't have too much space to move inward once we create it on the other side as well. So moving in with the walls still gives us a little bit of depth while staying on the same level. Now you'll notice some of these do not have that indent in them right here. I need that indent on all of them, so I'm going to hop behind and I'm going to get some chiseled copper blocks. Not too bad. I was checking to see if the sea lantern will look good. I think it will. Let's go ahead and just add the rest of these in. I want to be able to see this structure from miles and miles away. On the skinnier bridges, I made a design that kind of looks like a little keyhole right here, and same thing, we're filling this up with some sea lanterns. Wow, okay, so that adds a lot of character inside the courtyard. When we're down here looking up, oh, this is just grand. And I noticed another bit of decoration from the Enderman. What is going on? Why do they insist? Now with our newly acquired mud brick slabs, I'm going to create a small space right here. I just broke down. I completely forgot that this is a hole that is super dangerous. I fell down here last episode, almost popped a totem. But I'm going to start the path right here, 1 by 1. Those zombies are going to stay trapped down there forever. I have no reason to go down there. But I do want the path to ride along the edge over here. I'm very much considering using frog lights or glowstone covered with moss carpet so that we can keep the walls lit up around the sides. The Enderman is still out there decorating. You gotta stop it. Please stop it. I didn't even realize that a lot of these guys are already oxidized. Oh man. Alright, we'll get these guys waxed up as soon as we get them named after Twitch chatters. But I think we have barely enough room in the center to create a focal point using the purple pillars to make a fountain. I would say the center is probably in either one of these 2 blocks right here. And we'll also line it up with all of these warped wart blocks. I just need to make a small circle. Actually, I had a different idea. Let's make a diamond shape. I'm going to turn the floor into somewhat of a flower. I want it to be looking like a flower when I'm all the way up in the sky. So we'll have the path, give it about 3 blocks, and then we'll make some bigger diamonds right around the fountain. Not too bad. Okay, I really like this. I'll probably bring the diamonds out 1 or 2 more blocks, and then this mud path is going to have to go diagonally so it doesn't touch the floral aspect. But I would also like to make some of these diamonds go in between. Pop back over this way. Alright, that's not bad either. Okay, so I really like how the petals are coming out right now. They all seem to be the same size, but let's just get an outline with the purple. Same color as the fountain. Then what we'll do is get some chiseled quartz in the center. I feel like it's gonna pop real nice from far away. I am collecting a lot of moss today. We're gonna be able to make as much mossy cobblestone as we want after this. And so we have some extra light at the center of the petal. I think some sea lanterns will look pretty good right about there. Flower petals are also going to be a little bit more colorful with that blue tint in the center. Get the last few lights in. I think we got them all. Yep, okay, so let's go to the drawbridge and see exactly what we got going on. Ooh, okay, it looks pretty colorful. That's not bad. Okay, now let's work our way from the outside back inward. I brought some flowering azalea leaves with me because they're my favorite, and I believe they're going to pop the most against the mud brick slabs. I was thinking about putting a small river right against the moss, but I don't think it's going to be well lit, so I'm going to get some ochre frog lights. Looks like we have 2 stonemasons in the nether now. They are just patiently awaiting the nether hub build. Coming soon, buddies. Coming very soon. Once again, we gotta head back to the Froglight farm. This thing is still looking magnificent. I gotta head down below. Good thing no gas saw us. Occasionally a gas will see me going through the front door and try to throw a fireball, and man, are they destructive. I'm gonna bring as much as I can. How many do I have down here? Ooh, we can probably fill up our shulker box. Keep doing your work, frogs. Just keep doing what you do. It's possible I need to come back to get even more frog lights soon enough. The river might turn out to be a little wider than it is right now, especially in the corners. I might bring them out maybe 3x3. But I'm at least going to get the water here first so the stone that I take out just floats. But when I say 3x3, I mean a little square just like this, and perfect. Now I'm going to take these out, and I think the verdant frog lights should work. Yeah, these are going to be great. Especially if I put some seagrass on them or some kelp, that'll look fantastic. I'm going to mess with a couple of different styles of garden. I'm bringing some materials from the nether. We're getting a warp root garden in the corner. All of these will be interchangeable as well. I'm going to get some taller flowers now. Back in my storage hall, I've always wanted to bring pretty much every flower I can with me to a build, and now is a great excuse. I think the most colorful stuff, with the tall ones at least, we're going to have rose bushes, peonies, the pitcher plants, and the lilacs. Tulips would be great, but if I want more of them, I'm going to have to head back to the flower forest, and the allium, I could just make more in the meadow right next to the castle. We could bring some more nether materials with us and get some crimson roots. Since the walls are so blue in the corners, I figured rose bushes would look good against anything copper or prismarine. Then I'm going to work my way down the sides with the pitcher plants, and I might run out, so I'm going to have to head to Sniffy and Hot Dog, my 2 sniffers. Those guys have been putting in work to get me all the pitcher pods I could ask for. And I just realized I am completely out of azalea leaves already, so I'm going to have to make some more azalea trees. I've been using so many azalea leaves in all these builds over the past like 10 episodes that I didn't realize I was running this low. The field where I normally chop all my wood is being overrun by chorus fruit trees by now, but I have a little area back here to place a couple stacks of azalea. Now you be a tree, you be a tree, you be a tree, you be a tree, and you be a tree. Making our own little custom forest over here. We're about to put the silk touch hoe to work right now. There we go. I am just looking for the azalea flowering leaves, so I'm gonna have to do this a couple times. Now we can finish our work up against the pitcher plants. We got a creeper in the corner, and that's why we are lighting everything up. And you know what? I might just take some of this out right now. We need to get the edge a little bit more lit up, so I might get some ochre frog lights below these azalea leaves. Only one way to find out if it looks good, and if it doesn't, then we will just have to start over. I think I like this already, though. It makes the walls shine a little bit more as well. Another creeper, you're gonna have to be gone. I was thinking it would be kind of nice to have a water source for this river, and you know what? We could just have that coming out of these giant walls. I was thinking we just start out in between these 2 points that jut out, and then we'll do one on the other side, but it only needs to be 1 block thick. Let's just bring this out, maybe 3 from the wall. Get some stairs on that so it looks completely rounded off. Well, actually, never mind. That would just dump water straight to the mud path. Let's take this back 2. Got a stair on the bottom. Let's get a stair on the top. I'm gonna get 2 upside down here to bring it out a little bit further. Let's get a frog light in the back so that this thing is well lit, and a water source right there. Going down, that's gonna break all of my pitcher plants. Definitely should have thought about that, but no big deal. Okay, so what we could do, let's just block that off right here and right here. Then we'll just take that out. I might need to take that ochre frog light out, but let's do this. We're gonna waterlog right down here and have it all enter from this side, which means blocking the water from there. All it takes is a couple slabs to block the flow of the water. Let's take out this ochre frog light, and okay, now that's nice. Let's go ahead and just take out all stone and coal. Boom, boom, boom. This one was up 1 too tall, and there we go. Now we can take out all of our blockage, and the water is now flowing to the rest of the river. One thing I was thinking is bringing the path to the middle, so that means taking out some flowering azalea and creating a mud brick bridge. Pretty easily made out of slabs right there, so that's not bad at all. And then we can continue this path towards the center. This won't go on for too long, though, because I do want to make room for some more gardens in the middle of the courtyard, so maybe we will separate these paths, just going out to the sides. As I'm moving out on this path, I was thinking below these azalea flowers, maybe the moss isn't so good. I'm going to replace all of these with some deep slate. Just bringing some extra color to the garden wherever I can. Also, I'm going to spam some more bushes in here. I'd like to get more of these. I'm completely out of these as well. I need to get a lot more, but now that we are making more, we can use them to go around the edge of the river on the inside instead of the azalea leaves everywhere. We could take some of the warped root out, and I think that's going to look a lot more clean. These gardens are on their way to looking immaculate. Going back to this little water flow from the wall, I think the tuff blends in a little bit too much with the stone. So let's actually just remove these blocks real fast and try something else. On other builds, I have used spruce, and I think today I might do the same thing. So let's try this. Let's get you in there, and oh, sorry about that, Roger. Hold on, boom. Get you over to this side. Roger is a great help right now. Let's bring it out by one more as we originally were going to do in the first place with the tuff, but I think it'll look better with the spruce. So let's go here, boom. I'm going to take the one in the middle out right there. Okay, so let's flip you down. Oh, well, that's just wrong. I'll flip that down, put a water source right there, let it flow down. I took out the azalea. Okay, that is just a lot better. Something about the spruce just feels right. We don't have any wood in the build yet, and I think that's why I like it so much. Before I continue with the garden, I just wanted to show real quick, I'm replacing the trapdoors that are up against the stone with the shelves, and man, that just looks so much better. But back down to the garden again, I would like to continue the path going diagonal each direction, but first I want to start working on some circular gardens that are going to be spaced out with spruce leaves. I think it'll be nice to make some circles that are about 11 in diameter. I'll leave that open. Then I would like to have a space for 2 blocks. It'll be 11, 13, 15, and 17 in the width. This circle will be much larger, and it should poke right over to the flower petals. And it's raining. Of course it's raining. It is always raining, especially when I'm trying to make these little gardens. I'll get that connected, and perfect. Okay, so now I have a path that I can move in between the spruce leaves. It might also look pretty nice if we were to make some more circular gardens over in the corners. In the center, we'll have 4 spruce leaves to block that off. I think having some contrast right when you walk in between the spruce and the azalea will be nice to look at as well. Right next to those, let's get some that are 7 in diameter. We'll just have to see, but I'm not sure if it's going to look nice to have these plants blocked off. Oh, the phantoms are here. And we have a horse up on the castle. How did you get up there? Did you just use the waterfall to get up there? What are you doing? Down the middle path here where we have a large rectangle, I think we could get some small circles on the inside. Slap one right in the middle, and then I'm going to do an even larger one right next to it. We do have a little bit of extra space right here, almost a perfect square. I could get a maybe 9 by 9 circle. Well, never mind. We don't have enough space right there. We could do a half circle, or we'd have to make the circle smaller, but the half circle, we don't really have any more of those right now, so let's just try this. Before we make any more circles, I should probably work in the rest of the mud slabs, just so that I know exactly where the path is going. Honestly, I'm pretty pumped right now. I've never made a garden like this, or even a courtyard, and I'm really excited about the way it's turning out. Now I'm going to bring the path from the stone wall into the middle, and then we'll line this up right here, do the same thing on the other side. And I'm out of mud brick slabs, but no big deal. We have a bunch of wheat and a bunch of mud from our brand new farms that we can get. These farmers have been putting in a bunch of work, and I put in my own work over here at the mud farm. Slap some smaller spruce gardens up against the flower petals. Now, I'm in need of more pitcher plants, so I'm going to head over to my farm. Before I have to get any more from the sniffers, I do have some that are ready to be farmed, and I believe I should have a couple stacks. Get in my inventory. Sniffy and Hot Dog, I hope you guys are doing well, and it looks like you've collected some villagers. What is going on in here? Why are you all here? None of those guys collect pitcher pods and torch flower seeds, and we have so many brown eggs from this one chicken. This is wild. Definitely not what I was expecting to see from that collection system. I really like the idea of the pitcher plants being in the center of this large circle, so I'm going to put all of them here. So I was thinking, for some of these smaller circles, I'm going to take out the moss, and just for a slightly different color of green, we're going to get some grass blocks in, and I feel like from far away this will end up popping. Since I've mentioned multiple times this episode, you can probably tell it's all about popping from far away. Let's see if it actually makes a difference, though. Let's take a look. Okay, ooh, that is nice. I really like that. I think the move would be just taking all of the moss from inside the hedges and replacing it with grass pretty much everywhere. Don't have any peonies yet, so some of these circles are going to get peonies, and some of them are going to get lilacs. In the center, we do need some light. It is going to get a little dark here. I don't want anything to spawn, so in some places, what I'm going to do is add in a quartz slab, diorite wall, pale oak fence, and an end rod. It might look kind of nice to put these at the entrance of the flower petals as well. Now to work in some flowers in between the hedges. I don't want to have to jump over these 2-block tall flowers just to see the rest of the courtyard, so I'm going to start using some of the tulips and torch flowers. These things glow pretty nice, especially with the shaders on. And the red tulips are my favorite, so I'm going to put these near the flower petals. I just realized that you cannot... Oh, and I just replaced a bush with a small drip leaf. That's not good. And I broke the small drip leaf. I need to stop. But I just found out that you cannot place small drip leaf on frog lights, and it's really no big deal, so I'm just going to put the grass in. The frog lights will still light up the path, and the seagrass will make it look much nicer. I think I'm actually going to take out these tulips. As you can see, I started working with some wildflowers, and I think they look a little bit better. Plus, I've never really used wildflowers in any build, and so tulips are going to have to go. I do like them a lot, but it's time to go. Also, you might see the copper golems back here. I'm going to recreate the launcher screen in here, and I needed to move them out of the way so that I could make the garden on the other side. Plus, all the opening and closing of the copper chests was getting a little annoying, especially when they're doing it like 20 times a second. Something I should note is that these wildflowers are directional. That's why you're going to see me spin while placing them around the purple flower petals. I want to try something different. Let's get some smaller rivers out into the spruce leaves, and then we will take the stone out. We'll replace that with the chiseled, and we'll turn this into a tiny little waterway. Looks like I left this one too far to the right, so I need to move it right there. Everybody makes mistakes, but when I'm building, I seem to make a lot of them. I'm pretty pumped to see what these little waterways look like from up above. The quartz in between all this moss just makes everything a lot brighter. We are now exposing this giant hole. This is dangerous. Okay, yep, that's dangerous. It'll be nice to close that skeleton off. He keeps trying to shoot me. This is looking magical. I do have one other detail to go on top of the purple. We're gonna get some large amethyst buds. We're making some songs while we're making it beautiful. I decided against the clusters. I was going to use clusters at first, but man, they're just a little bit too much. They're a little bit too big. Imagine if there were quartz clusters that we could put on top of the quartz. That would be amazing. As you can see, there's a couple of spots that are blank, and I don't know if I want to have any unmarked moss. So I think we're going to add some more torch flowers just to round it all off like we did to the outside. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. I think it kind of takes away from the power of the wildflowers around. Like, the wildflowers look good on the outside, but when the torch flowers are next to them, yeah, just some of that power gets taken away. Let's go ahead and backtrack a little bit. Sorry, torch flowers. Your time to shine was over on the left and right sides of the courtyard. Honestly, everything would just look a little better if we kept outlining it with the wildflowers. We're gonna have to get more of these made, for sure. I think considering since there are no other spots that are left untouched, having a small amount of moss showing is a-okay with me now. We do need to head back into the gray real quick though, because I'm going to make a small arched entryway for these copper golems. And that should just about do it. That's perfect. Wow, the shadow rolling over this is so cool. I love this. Alright, the only thing that would make it cooler is finally completing the fountain in the center. Take some of these torches out, probably gonna get replaced with the end rods. I am wishing right about now that we had access to purple walls, man. Those would be awesome and so helpful. I'm gonna get some slabs hooked up above these little stairs that are coming out. This fountain's not gonna be too large. I do want it to be a nice centerpiece for the courtyard, but I don't want it to take away from all the flowers. Let's actually lower all of these by 1 block. We'll take out all the stone and replace it with some regular purple block. We'll use the diorite oak fence and the end rod right there. Let's get some water. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's get it right here. There we go. And it's going to flow from the diorite, and it's going to reach these sides. Might actually work better if we take that out. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and take this back out. Will the water continue to flow? No, that's great. What's a garden without some spore blossoms? I'm going to get 4 in the top corners. Then to replace these torches, we'll have some end rods drooping down. I think I'm going to replace a couple of these with stairs on the corner, and okay, that's so much better. Also, we could take that out just so it flows into the middle. Let's go boom, and if I can maybe swim... Nope, it's not going to let me. I can break the quartz so I can get down. Let's get this in. I'll go boom, and we'll get a slab in so it feels like the fountain is the source of water for these little waterways. Couple more end rods on the side, never hurt nobody. Now the spore blossoms are creating a nice little ambiance. I was thinking about adding the firefly bushes, but I don't know, it wasn't the right fit. The one thing I do think would be a good fit is maybe adding some leaf litter to these mud brick paths. Seems like a good morning to fly out and go find some leaf litter and some unloaded chunks. When 1.20.5 came out, I didn't spend too much time getting the leaf litter. I did spend a lot of time, however, grabbing the new animals and bringing them back home. But no big deal, I can at least go back and grab some now. It's not too far. I haven't done that much exploring over here to the north. In fact, we already hit a spot where there's a bunch of wildflowers, so if I just look a little bit deeper, I'll find some leaf litter for sure. Actually, there it is already. Perfect. It looks like, yep, we made a mess on the ground. We can pick it all up. Okay, now we're back. I think the leaf litter... No, wait, let's not do that. I want to put it on... Well, is it going to let me put it on that side? Ah, this stuff is directional as well. Yeah, I only want it to be on the edge. It may not seem like a lot, but those 3 wide paths down here, I think it just makes it look like the dirt, you know, is coming away from the garden and onto the path, which I believe makes the build look a little bit more realistic. Okay, one thing I am just noticing right now is that we are missing the resident donkeys. Where did they wander off to? They're not in the corners. We have the horse up there for some reason. He's just chilling, but hold on. Are they in the other corners? No. Okay, wait. Where are the donkeys? It's been like 50 Minecraft days since I started this project, so they could have wandered anywhere. Did they wander back up into the mountains? This is not the best look right now. I know that... Oh, okay, we have a donkey right over here. Buddy, what are... This is Shrek. Why? How did you get all the way up here from all the way down here? What is... That is such a long trek. A very long trek for Shrek. And no way, look at this crevice. Hold on, is this Fiona? Fiona, don't tell me this is you. I don't think it is. There's no name on that donkey. Let's at least take Shrek back home right now. Buddy, stop wandering away. Basically falling down this mountain. That's how steep this is. I don't know how much damage donkeys will take if they drop down. Dude, just take it easy with me. Nighttime is upon us, so we gotta just get out of here quickly. I cannot believe that. Alright, you're going right here for right now until I find Fiona. I'm not seeing any donkeys out in this forest right away. Ouch. But okay, there's zombies down here. What I should have done was check right next to home the whole time. We have Fiona right here. Get up here. Hold on. And wait, you can't get up there because somehow you're stuck. Get down here then. Wait, don't tell me you're actually stuck. That is wild. The donkey's hitbox must be huge. Get back up here. You're gonna hang out right next to Shrek for a little bit. Why? Why did you guys leave? Why would you leave this masterpiece of a garden? It's so quaint and tranquil. Why would you ever want to leave? Now me, on the other hand, I could spend days, maybe even weeks just running around in here. Well, this episode's been a heck of a ride. We got 3 new backup elytras. We have 2 new villagers that are now farming all of the wheat we could possibly ever want to make the mud. These guys have been putting in work this episode. Everything that he's doing is multiplied by 2, especially with this guy on the other side. Just treating myself like a pinball. I really got to take better care of myself while I'm flying around with the elytra. But thank you guys for putting in the work. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Oh man, this guy's been putting in way more work. These labyrinths were not going to create themselves, so I'm glad we got them. And up here, we basically just made a Hogwarts staircase replica. This is just wacky. But what keeps me motivated is building something that I've never built before, and I definitely have never built anything like this before. And the Enderman has been placing more decoration. He really needs to stop. I really am glad we have a mud farm now, though. Thank you to chat for suggesting that. It really is awesome. What I really want to do now is take a look from our balcony. Oh, man. We have a giant castle with a giant courtyard. This flower in the middle, I just can't stop looking at it. Let's get a view from even higher up. Oh, man. I am so happy we decided to make a courtyard. This is crazy. I'm definitely going to be hanging out here on stream quite a bit. The amethyst really brightened this whole place up. I just want to thank you all so much for watching this episode, and thank you for chilling with me on these past 26 episodes. I can't believe we are closing in almost on episode 30. We have a couple more builds to get there, though. But I do believe we already have the plans ready for the next episodes. I think we're going to build a polar bear sanctuary, followed by completing our nether hub. I guess what I want to do now is ask you guys a quick question. Which plant or flower would you want to see added to the game? My favorite flower is marigolds, and the African marigolds have such a cool orange color, and I want to see some more orange flowers be added. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all the Twitch subscribers and YouTube members out there. Also, my Patreon supporters, you guys absolutely rock. If you guys haven't joined the sub server yet, our community server called the Wax SMP, feel free to join. Also, join the Discord at discord.gg/WaxFraud. I almost forgot to add the tropical fish in here. What am I thinking? Oh, don't be flopping. Oh, don't flop up there, dude. Anyways, you guys absolutely rock. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And remember to take care of yourselves, do something nice for somebody. I will see you guys on the next episode. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. Today I am back at my starter house in the basement here, just saying what's up to the pups real quick. What's going on, guys? We are going to be making another castle today. It is time to make an ice castle. I have some polar bears that I've had with me since episode 1, and they deserve a home. Just grabbing some honeycombs real quick. I really should make an automatic honey farm as well. These bees deserve a better home than this tiny little glass prison that I've built for them. It will happen soon enough, but there's a couple things I gotta do today. I want to show you guys what we built in the last episode, then I think I'm gonna make a mob farm today and wax roast the giant deep slate castle that I have. For the most part, this castle is completely used up. I have the giant sector here. This is where my weaponsmith trading hall is. This thing is still running strong, getting me a bunch of emeralds as I can trade. There's 96 weaponsmiths in here, so I have plenty, ouch, I have plenty of iron to sell these guys. If I run across this bridge to the other tower, I have a sugarcane farm that is giving me as much as I could ask for, and all of this runs into the rocket factory. In the tallest tower, I have my creeper farm that gives me all the gunpowder, but I could use more gunpowder for stuff like TNT. This just automatically goes to rockets. And honestly, I don't want to use any of that gunpowder for TNT because I always need more rockets. But I do have 2 towers that I should be building, and I have this tall one right here that looks like it could fit a mob farm in pretty easily. And then there's this tower right here that could fit a bunch of different ideas, but I still need to brainstorm a bit. And the Enderman has been decorating. He's got to stop. We'll come back to this castle in a moment. I need to show you guys the castle courtyard that we built. I've never built a garden this large. Perch up here, kind of like these little copper golems, and this is amazing. It's so tranquil down here. This horse, for some reason, is just chilling up here. He doesn't even want to be in the garden. He just wants to look up above, kind of like I do. And I don't blame you, bud. It is awesome down here. This is my first time using mud brick slabs as a path for an entire build, and I am just loving it. Also, there is a small area over here that a lot of people pointed out. I completely forgot 2 large amethyst buds. And now I can officially call this build complete. Thank you guys for watching this last episode, though. I had a great time building a garden, and that fish almost died. Luckily, he flopped into the river. I always want to put fish in the fountains that I make, but they always end up flying straight to the tippy top of the water source and flopping out into the grass. But now we're moving back into another castle, and I see the Enderman has been doing more decorating. They really gotta stop. Why do they keep doing that? I need to fly back to my starter house real fast. We have something that we need to retire, something very important. The bow that I've been using for the past 26 episodes, David, is now being retired. He is about to die, and I can no longer mend him up. It's an infinity bow, so I can't even use mending, but he has 34 durability, and it's time to retire him. Thank you, David, for all your work, but now it's time to bring out Bowie. The exact same bow with Power 5, Flame, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3, and Infinity, but now with full durability and a couple times that we can mend him up. The two polar bears that I was talking about, though, this is Paul and Pablo. If you guys haven't met these guys... Oh, geez, test rockets. But if you haven't met my polar bears yet, I have Paul and I have Pablo, and they need a home. But like I said, I will do that in a moment. They will be moving out to this ice spike biome right past Armadilliopolis. If we gave the armadillos a giant castle, then the polar bears can also get a giant castle, but it's going to go in this ice spike biome. And I'm thinking most likely in this snowy area where it kind of just is a blank slate. I will for sure need to do a little bit of landscaping, though, to get this place much flatter. You know what? We can probably just start on this right now. Let's get all the snow out of here, all the dirt, all the grass, and all the sand. I'm not going to bring this down to sea level, but I will keep it about 4 or 5 blocks above, just so that the tower can feel a little bit more grand. When I'm at sea level, I want to be looking up at the path that brings me to the castle. It's going to feel pretty cool building in the snow. I've never really built an ice castle, so this is all brand new to me. I should probably start lighting this up before any strays come out. Also, creepers. They're gonna start spawning here sooner or later. Well, actually, our first enemy ended up being a zombie. Look at that full rainbow that we got over our town. This is beautiful. Before we get too much progress in with the ice castle, I gotta make a mob farm. We need more gunpowder, and you know, I could use the bones, too. I'm gonna fly over my gassed garages here and head back to my auto sorting system to get the materials. And wait a second, I see a wandering trader. What do you got for me, dude? Please tell me it's something good. He's got moss. He said, oh, small drip leaves. That's what I'm talking about. I will take everything you got. Don't try to get away from me. Thank you, sir. I will leave no witnesses to the sale. Get out of here, guys. Don't spit at me. There will be no spitting today. Pretty soon I need to build a bridge just to give myself multiple options to get over here. It would be nice to be able to walk if we wanted to. I'd probably still use rockets most of the time, but let's head over here. You know what? Speaking of building possibilities, I do need to get something built on top of the giant opening into the auto-sorting system. This is the only thing right now that is signifying that there's anything underground, and I probably could get something built that is a little bit more recognizable from far away. But that's for another episode. Let's get our mob farm materials. For the multiple layers, I'm just going to use a bunch of stone bricks. We might as well. We've got a bunch in the castle making episodes. I have basically unlimited stone forever now, until we inevitably build another stone castle. But I'm going to grab some spruce trap doors as well, so that the mobs have something to fall onto, and I need to make more. Didn't realize how low I was running. Let's make I don't know, 10 stacks or so. I'm wondering if shelves have the same function where the mobs think that they're going to walk onto a full block, but they don't. I'm not sure if the shelves do the same thing as the trapdoors in this case. Flying back home real quick, I gotta go to the barn. We gotta get some carpet from all of our sheep. I haven't been back here in a while. How much do I have? You know what? I actually don't need to shear any sheep right now. I could just use the existing wool. Let's turn all of this into carpet. That might be enough. It might not be enough. We'll just have to see. Let's get to building. I'm going to head to the tippy top. I always forget about these small ponds that I put at the top of the tower, and I should come back here more often to appreciate them. And I hear a sheep all the way up here. Is he in here? He is in here. What are you doing all the way at the top of the tower? We are so high up. Well, like I tell everybody else, if you got yourself up here, you can get yourself down. Let's head into the top level, though. This is just enough space, I think, to make a mob farm. I want to make multiple levels. I would probably want to build up instead of build down. So let's jump down to the main level right here. And okay, let's get the first level made. You know, I was thinking since we already made these corner pathways out of dark oak, let's not use the stone brick and let's use the dark oak planks. This right here is going to be the level that we swipe at all the mobs to get our drops. Or maybe we don't need to swipe at them. I don't really care about it being an XP farm. They could just fall from an extreme height to give us an automatic drop. I'm quickly going to make a 5x5 square with a 3x3 opening in the center. Usually it's a 2x2 for most mob farms, but this is going to be a custom mob farm to fit this castle. This level right here will just simply not be enough height for the mobs to fall, so I'm just going to pass this one. We'll just let this one serve as a small lookout space so that I can see mobs falling. Also, as you can tell, the continuity mod is not updated yet. I cannot wait for it to update. I built it over one block to the left, too many, and now I need to replace these. Sorry about the glass breaking noise, but I need to roll back what I built already. I'm only going up about 16 blocks right now, which is actually not even close to enough of fall damage for these mobs, so I'm going to go up one more level. And that's alright too, because we have the shroom lights out here for the lights on the outside of the castle, and this would just kind of cause some issues with the farm, so let's go up to the next one. Right now we're at 22 blocks high, so the mobs that are falling from this level, they might have a little bit of health left over. All I have to do is take one swipe at them, but everything falling from up here, they're most definitely going to die to fall damage. So in most mob farms, you do need at least 8 blocks of length in order for the water to just stop at the edge. This is not going to happen, so what I might need to do is create a small river myself. Meadows and mountains, the water just looks gorgeous, and that's perfect right there. Let's move up one more level so that the mobs can't hop out. We'll take one more water right here, and okay, so that's nice. Now we can have 8 of those in one section. We'll go ahead and cover this up, but I will leave the water paths open, and I need to keep the torches down there because I don't want any spiders spawning in between the sections. This will be an interesting mob farm to say the least. I've never really built anything like this. I usually just follow tutorials. This is my first time making one myself. Putting carpets down to minimize the spawn rate of the spiders here, and I think that might be enough. I don't necessarily need to put them in the back here. Now we just gotta get the trap doors in. I'm gonna put these in every direction just for a little bit of continuity, and we'll get that in on the back side as well. We'll just have to see how efficient this farm is going to be. I know it's not as big as a platform as normal mob farms, but we are going to replicate this all the way to the tippy top of the building. You know what? I'm going to take these off the back wall, and I don't know why. I think it would just be more efficient or just better for my head that we put it up against the dark oak. That way I know for sure that they're going to be walking off into something that they think is a full block. I'm thinking we're about to be able to make, I think, 8 or 9 layers. I won't be using these original layers anymore because I do need to go up 2 blocks here instead of 3. It's all pretty dark in there right now, but I see a spider spawned in there. I don't know how. I thought they needed at least a 3x3 space to spawn in, and I left everything 2x2, so I don't really know what's going on, but I am going to just close that up, and I don't think there's going to be that many spiders anyways. I don't necessarily need this to be the most efficient farm that I've ever made. But this is a completed mob farm. I will say this is looking decent right now, and while we made this, we have been getting some drops. Already a stack of gunpowder, which is exactly what we wanted. We got creepers falling, zombies and skeletons too. Oh, there he goes. I closed this off with a little bit of nether brick and pale oak, and it's time to do a little bit more decorating. I really should get rid of this. The Nylium right here is the source of the water for all the waterfalls for Waxteros, and alright, now that that is closed up, we can move to some decorations in here. Let's get some cherry leaves at the top. Time to bring a little bit of color to this build. Get some crimson trap doors on the floor, and as you can see, I've already added the hopper system down here, so everything is just loading up into this chest. This is nice. Pretty soon we'll have to go back to the nether to get some crimson stem, and we'll use some wall defense to chain to lantern action in here. I figured the blackstone and the oak would look nice in the corners. In each of these corners, I'm going to get some deco pots with some warped fungus in there. Then I'm going to use some pale oak for the desks on the walls, just because the contrast between the deep slate and the pale oak looks pretty cool. Get some grindstones right there, and we will get some of these stone cutters in the center as well. You know what? Let's get this out. Replace those with stone cutters and get a grindstone right in the middle. This guy must have feather falling on his boots. Actually, those aren't even enchanted. I don't know how he survived. Makes me think that we should get some soul campfires in here. Light this candle up. All right, let's take this out, and hold on, I have some soul campfires with me. Get out of the way. And that will complete the mob farm. Finally, after 27 episodes, we have a mob farm in this world. Yeah, anything that falls down here, if they survive the fall damage, they will most definitely not survive the soul campfires. But we're getting some pretty good loot so far. All I really needed was the extra bone meal and the gunpowder. The rotten flesh, I'll deal with that later. Now we just need to let the mob farm do its thing while we fly around, and it will just continuously grab those drops. And I'm gonna fly over to the landscaping area. It's rained a couple of times as I've flown near it, and oh, yep, the snow is coming back, and this, for the most part, is pretty flat. You know what I should do? I should sleep. I do not want any witches, creepers, or zombies, or skeletons coming my way right now. Next time it rains or snows over here, it's going to be turned back into a winter wonderland, and as you can see, this is a giant lake in the middle of the island. We need to go ahead and get this place lit up with some torches. We're going to get rid of all of these spawnable ice blocks down here. Actually, wait, let's get down. Looks like I could take out some copper real quick before I completely cover it up. We can never have enough copper, and there's quite a bit down here. This is mine, thank you very much, appreciate that. During this cover-up operation, I did bring some lanterns with me, just because if we drop down here, we do want all of this to be unspawnable. So let's just get some lanterns down here so that we can minimize all of that. This looks like a nice little skating rink down here. We gotta get this lit up. I know some stuff is gonna spawn in the middle. And this tree right here is most definitely in the way. Sorry, you gotta go, bud. Thanks for the extra spruce wood. Now we finally got this covered up. All right, perfect. Now we have a lot more space to start this ice castle. Let's go to an ice spike real quick just to give myself a nice view. And yeah, I'm gonna have to make a retaining wall, get the grass up flush with the top of the wall just so I have a little bit of extra space. But for now, this is a good starting point. We got a polar bear out there standing on a lone piece of sand. Of course, the Enderman has been decorating out in the middle of nowhere too, but that guy will soon have a home on this island. I just need to go get some quartz. I'm gonna use a lot of snow, a lot of quartz, a lot of ice, and probably some warped planks. Maybe some warped roots as well, but we'll think about that in a moment. First, I just need to get myself some quartz from the Mason Trading Hall. These guys should be ready to go. I have been trading with them off and on the past few streams just to get some extra quartz for this build. But you never know when you're gonna run out, and I believe I will with this build. I think it's gonna be pretty large, and I'm gonna run out of quartz most likely. I don't know how many of the pillars I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use a lot of the regular quartz, the chiseled quartz, and the quartz bricks, but the pillars, they kind of have a yellowish tint to them sometimes. And those are probably gonna stand out quite a bit in this build with all of the bright colors. It's nice coming back here to get some XP from all these guys too. And you know what I just realized? All of my lightning rods have oxidized. I'll probably have to fix that. There's a lot of places where I think the oxidation looks good, like in between these acacia trapdoors. That was on purpose, but now there's just oxidation everywhere. Got a little bit extra right now, and I can jump down on the other side. Wow, I just ran into the bushes there, but I'm gonna grab some shulker boxes, run to the other side, and grab a bunch of quartz. We should have quite a bit. I have a lot of the block of quartz, and then we have the chiseled and the bricks as well, and this should be a good starting point. Right here where all my building materials are, I feel like this is kind of a nice center point for a giant circular build. So, you know what, let's just go here, and I'm gonna count out, I think this bottom circle is gonna be about 50 blocks wide. I've pulled up the circle generator, and this is going to be exactly 53 blocks, actually. So we're going to start with 5, and then go into 3, go 3 again, then we go 2, 1, and then 2. Then we go diagonal with a couple 1s, then back into 2, 1, 2, double 3, and back into 5. Connect this up on the other side. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom. Let's take a flight up real quick. I think the circle, I thought it was going to be larger, but it seems like, you know, that's pretty small. So let's go ahead and make another one that's about 75 across. We'll start off with 6, go into 4 right here, and then I'm gonna have to go off the ground a little bit. Let's go 3, and then 2, 2 again, 4 2s total, and go 1, 1, 1, and then we're gonna break outward into a little triangle shape. It's so much easier to count when you're on the grass. And we'll connect these up, and we have to just take out all of the extra blocks. There's quite a few of them over here that we have to take out. The sunset looks amazing from over here. This is going to shine off the quartz so well. I love this. All right, well, I want to start building the walls, but I feel like I'm going to want to use a bunch of the regular quartz as well as the chiseled and the bricks. It might be hard to differentiate between them from far away, but up close, I will be able to tell where I'm building a little bit easier if I'm switching between the two. So I'll go in the middle with the quartz, every other one with the bricks, and then we'll move into chiseled, and we'll follow that pattern all the way around. And you know what? This is going to become a mob farm. I haven't really lit up anything because I wanted the snow to come back down, but everything in the middle, there's not going to be snow in here anyways. So let's get some torches from my shulker box. Let's go ahead and get this whole place lit up. I will not allow this to turn into a mob farm, and it already is. Zombie, get out of here. You do not belong. For now, the more torches down here, the better. It's going to be pretty sweet building this and just looking up every once in a while, seeing that pirate ship all the way in the back and the guardian farm in the middle of the ocean. We have one more quartz brick tower before we finish, and then one more tower of the regular quartz. We kind of have two choices. We could extend the island even further, or we could just take the rest of the island out, gather up all this grass, dirt, and sand, and I'm thinking taking it out sounds a little bit more fun. After this, we should have enough sand to make a complete shulker box with TNT. After making my new bow and 2 backup pickaxes in here, I think it is time to go get some more ancient debris pretty soon. Before we start building up any further, we need to bring this thing down to the ground. It would be nice if it were level with this ice. I could take out the grass that's level, but we're about to run into a bunch of stone. Perfect. Okay, so we're right below sea level, which means we can start taking out these. Let's bring this down. It doesn't need to be on the ice. It wouldn't be able to hold itself up. But if it were one below on the stone and the dirt, I think that would be much better. I have a feeling we're going to get a couple double chests filled up with stone, so I have a hunch the beacon is probably going to be helping us out quite a bit right now. Let's get this puppy built right in the center. Let's get some haste 2 running real quick. We got you, we got boom, boom, and boom. That is great. Okay, so now we should be able to insta-mine. Oh, this is just perfect. All right, this will go much faster now. Probably should take the grass out first, though, so they don't make some artificial caves for a mob farm. It is kind of strange being at eye level with all this ice, but we gotta bring everything back down at least 1 block below. Almost got this thing all the way closed up. Finally, here we go. Some chiseled right there. Okay, perfect. So, wow. All right, we have brought this island all the way down to sea level. The memory of this island will be forgotten as soon as we turn all of this into a frozen sea, but I don't know if I want to do that yet because I kind of want to add a couple more structures to the outside of this circle before we start filling it in. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It will be pretty easy if I just take 2 water buckets. Well, that's not right there. Hold on. We just take 2 water buckets right here and get water sources all the way around. This will all turn into frozen ice blocks. In the snowy plains and the snowy rivers, all of this will eventually freeze. But first, we have a couple pieces of siding that I want to throw on this building real fast. Also, real quick, I want to show you everything that we just collected. We have so much cobblestone, sand, and the grass and the dirt. We have a bunch. All of these shulker boxes are completely filled up with resources. This build is about to be a monster. I think I'm going to have the same entrances going on all 4 sides of this. It's going to pretty much look symmetrical everywhere. But first, I do want to make this front entrance that will lead into the first bridge. Let's get the quartz put right here. I'm going to do the same thing where I alternate between each of the 3 blocks that I'm using. I'm only going to go out about 7 blocks before I start making my turn. Jump down right here is going to be a giant door. I might make this about 5 blocks wide. But for the rest of this area, we're just going to bring it up almost as tall as the original circle. I did just lie to you guys. I'm bringing this entrance all the way to the top of this circle, and I think I'm going to raise this one up higher. Okay, not too bad. Let's land on the ice back here. We have an entrance. This has got to go on all 4 sides, but I do want some smaller circles to kind of connect to the front entrance as well, but at a lower tier. So I'm going to find the center point right here. We'll base our center of the circle right in this spot. Probably jutting out about this far, then we'll make a circle that's 23 blocks in diameter. Well, actually, that doesn't connect up very well at all. I do want part of this entrance to come out to the side, so we'll bring this out like this, about 2 more blocks, and connect back in, which means we're going to take this out and make the circle even larger. Now, this one's going to move up with the same 3 interchanging blocks, but we are only going to build this one about 4 blocks lower than the original circle, because I want it to be tiered. I have a feeling this castle is going to take me at least a week to build. This is going to be a big one. Also, I'm still streaming pretty much every single day. I'm going to be gathering a lot of quartz and a lot of ice on stream for this build, so feel free to stop by anytime you want. It is twitch.tv/WaxFraud. I'm still streaming every single morning around 11 a.m. Central Time, so yeah, definitely stop by anytime. Let's fly into the sunset real quick. Wow, that is just a beautiful gradient. I'm never getting tired of that, but okay. You know what? That is kind of nice. We have a skeleton up here. You gotta... Oh, that's a zombie. You gotta get out of here, dude. Hold on. Boom. He was not phased at all. Get out. I am on fire. That was unintended. But I like this circle a lot. We're gonna have to put 4 of these in each of the corners and 4 entrances up. I'm already running a little bit low on quartz right now. I need more chiseled, that's for sure. So thank you, Masons, for chilling here, waiting for me to trade with you. Also, we still have about 30 different Masons that we need to name after Twitch chatter, so stop by and hang out if you want to get one named after you. Okay, so the moment of truth, this is not too bad. Alright, so we have the depth coming out here with the smaller circles attached to the larger circle. I am liking this. No need for the quartz that we use to measure everything out. I will say, though, we kind of need an entrance, and this needs to be lifted up a little bit, so I'll probably bring this up about 3 blocks to make the entrance, and we'll get a staircase going down. I think for now, this will do, but we'll probably end up putting actual stairs there. And this would mean raising this arch by maybe 2 blocks or so. But now with the ground attached to the castle, we need to start working on moving up. So I'm going to take the first circle that I made and start just building up. This one's going to be about 30 to 40 blocks taller, so let's just move up a little bit, and then I'll make some smaller concentric circles going around the middle. I'm going to copy the circle that I made down there, go out 4, then we need to move out 3. Right now I'm just working on copying the circle that I made all the way down there. Got to make it 1 to 1. Okay, so now this is looking much better. We have a complete circle, but it needs to go in about 3, maybe 4 more blocks to move up. This next circle is going to be about 47 blocks across. Now we can just take out the extra blocks on this inner layer. Then we just start to close it all in. I'll get windows in eventually, but I gotta make these walls first. Finally making our way around the circle. Okay, let's fly up real quick. We have 2 big walls that we've made here. All right, so now we can connect these with some ice. Well, howdy, Polar Bear. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to send you guys off to your brand new home pretty soon, but at first I got to take some packed ice from this little iceberg. That is so loud. I am turning that down so that nobody has to break their ears anymore. My goodness. We took out a couple icebergs, so I feel like we have enough to fill this entire layer in, and I really hope that the blue is a nice contrast with the white on the quartz. Before I get too much ice in, though, I think on this side I should probably start designing another door, kind of like we did on the ground entrance, but we're going to have one that comes out onto this ice balcony. I think if we just come out 2 blocks, that'll do, and then we can move to the side. Get out of here. Hey, get out of here. Whoa, we got spiders everywhere. I think I want this entrance to go past the first layer and almost up to the top of the second layer, pretty much to where the dome is about to start. Almost to the top. Now we can make another arched doorway. Let's get this one 5 blocks wide. When we're done with this castle, there's going to be like 30 entrances. I'm going to continue building with the ice, but instead I am actually going to use the blue ice. It just has a deeper blue color that I really enjoy using. The packed ice just didn't have as much of a contrast with the quartz as I would have liked, so blue ice is the way to go for now. I'm thinking this will be the main block on a lot of these roof surfaces. Okay, yeah, this is pretty nice. I do like the deeper blue rather than the packed ice, although I do like how the ice in the river down there, or in the lake, does not have any snow covering it, and now that we have packed ice and blue ice up here, the snow is starting to cover. Well, I guess the snow won't be able to stick once we get the lighting up here, so we just gotta be patient. Now that the main structure is up, it's time for a little bit of detailing on the outside, and I brought Roger over here with me all the way from Crystal Cove, because I'm gonna need some help. This guy is ready to work, and I have a lot of work for him. I'm gonna get some extra rings around this middle area here, so I'll count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll start here. I'm gonna copy the same block that I have on the inside so that it all matches, except in the middle here, I'm just gonna use a bunch of the quartz bricks. Then I'm gonna have this separated by just 1 block, and I think instead of quartz right here, I'm gonna put in some sea lanterns. Squeezing in between these blocks to take them all out. This will be a nice, refreshing change of pace from all the quartz. We have so much quartz in here right now. Hold on, can I get this? There we go. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so that's nice. I also want to get some windows in. I've been trying to figure out what the sizes of the windows are going to be. And I think I'm going to have some smaller windows right here with some larger windows up top and even larger windows above those. Before we get too many details up top, I kind of want to work my way from the bottom though. So let's make this area just a little bit larger by bringing it out with the stairs. Bring all this out by 1. Now that looks much nicer. I think this being super straight doesn't necessarily work. Let's go ahead and get up here real quick. I'm gonna count, I don't know, about 5 blocks up real quick. And we'll take out this row. This is kind of a strange way to be working right now. I'm really getting in here, but I need to replace all of these with some stairs to bring it in 1 more block. Then I'm gonna hop on Roger real quick. I hope he can fit down in here. Can he? He absolutely can. Okay, perfect. So let's get down a little further. This is where the stairs are. I'm bringing all of these in by 1 block up about 6 blocks. Now that I have that first row, I can release Roger. He's just barely fitting in there. Well, now it's starting to look like a real column. Now we can just take the stairs and go directly under to bring it back out by a block. Back away, sir, please. I'm trying to build. Now for the roof, I'm going to move in with some of the warped planks and warped stairs. I'm hoping that this ends up looking good. Hold on, I have to bring this inward by one. I'm going to move up one plank and then one stair until we reach the center. Does that even look good? Well, you know what? That's not too bad at all, except I did miss a quartz block right here. There we go. I am going to remove some of the quartz from the inside, though, because we could make an arch and then fill the back end with some diorite. I feel like the slightly grayer version of the quartz would work well sitting right behind it. Now that this part of the roof is touching this back ice area, and it's all getting covered up with snow, you're not even going to be able to tell that the ice is here pretty soon, but what I'm going to do is get a slab right here going all the way across. I want to light up the pathway on this wall. We'll probably have some wall defense to chain to lantern action eventually, but for right now, we're going to start off with some sea lanterns on the edge. We'll get all these covered up with a slab. It's nice to have the lights hooked up to the towers, but I think we could have some more lights down below, so I've brought some extra sea lanterns to go on top of these slabs down here. I did reshape the top of the tower just a little bit to make it a little more pointy instead of more roof-shaped, because I think I'm going to put a roof in the center of the two towers. But first, we should light this up down here. Let's get some lanterns. Working our way into the center, we should get 2 big arches around the door. We'll go 3 across right here and take any blocks out later if we need to. Now let's work on a bridge real quick. It's going to be about 3 blocks suspended in the air just so it's hovering over this ice. We could get a straight bridge going out from each cardinal direction, but I'm thinking about hooking these up in a larger circle later. We'll actually turn this into a door. And I'm going to get some slabs going across to connect it to the towers, and we can get a stair under that. Okay, I like this door, but I'm going to bring this entire wall back just by 1. We can start a roof on these stairs right here if I move up. Let's go a slab right there and move over with the warp slabs. So we have slab, block, let's go slab, another block. Let's get the stairs involved here. We'll go stair, upside down stair. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, let's get it lit up. Just a chain and a lantern will do for now. Then we gotta fit the rest of the warped walls in here. Lap these up top, then we can get the stairs reach in the middle, but this will be a block. Going out to the end, we'll place that backwards, then we can get a chain into another lantern. This is about to be very well lit. The longer I work on this build, the longer I think it's gonna take me. I have a lot of small details to focus on. We'll slab up the corners to make it a little taller. Also, I like slabs on the towers so that the snow doesn't decide to fall here. I'm adding trapdoors all the way up here, actually. We could use more. With all the slabs and the stairs on the side, we'll end up bringing this entire build up by about 1 plank. Then at the top, we'll use a prismarine wall, moving into a warped fence, into a lantern. We just need to take this back wall down now. Looks like it went down about 9 blocks, which is great. And we'll start moving back into the middle, but I need some space right there. Then we can put the chiseled and the stairs back. Let's do upside down stairs, moving towards the center. Get some slabs right here, move back down. We're gonna have to take some more blocks down in the corner. Let's bring this up by 1 and see if we can move some stairs out for a little bit of light on our way into the castle. Drop a lantern right there, and okay, not too bad. It's a pretty sweet castle entrance, but we could bring this back a little bit further for some more light. Throw some stairs in the corner, and then we'll move back with some shroom lights. Okay, now we should have a nice looking entrance with light everywhere. This is great. Not too bad at all. It's starting to really look like an ice castle now. I feel like we could just move back to the second tower. I want to do something similar that we did at the bottom where we brought it out by 2 blocks and brought it in by 1 block. I think we'll just extend this up here. Start with a base that moves about 20 blocks tall. We'll wrap some stairs around, and let's see real quick. How are we doing? Okay, that's a start. We could also get an arch right here. Let's move down, and then we'll get an arch around the diorite. Not too bad, except I want to take it down 1 more block. That's better. Get a lantern in this entrance, and all the way up top, same thing with the chain hanging into a lantern. Now, it would be cool to make smaller arches coming straight up from this one, so let's bring this out, bring you up. We can meet up at the top to make some windows, but then we should bring this area back by 1 block like we did down below. Take these right here, and ooh, it actually already does go back by 1 block, so that makes it kind of easy. We can just match this wall. I like the shape of these windows, but maybe we just get the back replaced with some diorite. Again, we'll just keep it the same as we did on the towers below. I love having the lights right there. Now nothing can spawn on this little ledge, but if we move down, I think we should bring it back in with a row of stairs. We're gonna leave one space in between. Now it has a lot more depth for sure. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, we'll bring this arch down by one, and we're gonna have to create new pillars up in the front. So let's jump up here with the chiseled. Make this 7 blocks tall, then we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the bricks. Alright, now we can just get some light down in the corner with some prismarine anytime we're touching the ice, and we'll get an end rod on top of that warped fence, just like we have it around the corner. Now we can pretty much take all of the torches around here that are out. Not looking too bad so far, but we could get some extra windows right here, and behind those windows we could get some shroom lights. Let's get 4 stairs to make a coin shape, and okay, not bad. I have a small idea, but it involves me wrapping some of the quartz around the original layer of light that we had on the wall. Move up 3 blocks here, and we can round it off with some stairs. Roger is kind of in the way of this one, though. We'll wrap this guy all the way around. I'm gonna take this out. Let's bring the chiseled all the way up to the top. We're gonna have this rounded off, which means I need to take some of these blocks back. Alright, let's make some new windows in this house. We'll round these off. This one will be a 3x3. Actually, let's make it a 4x3 instead. That looks nice. Looks like we are making a face right now. This looks like a skeleton. That was a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. Now it's the same size. Yeah, we're making a Halloween type of build right now. I want to make a huge window up there, but before that, let's make an even larger window. Bring this out right here. We'll make it right there, and then we'll bring it back in. That is perfect. Okay, so let's just surround this thing. So that's not too bad at all. Now I feel like, yep, let's just gotta get some more shroom lights in here, and then we'll be good. Now we really got a skeleton going on with a very shiny forehead. I feel like right now all I gotta do is just build this up. Kinda has a Bart Simpson haircut going on right now. This is looking kinda goofy. Alright, so maybe we should just get a small ledge to bring it out a little bit. Kinda looks like he's got a headband on now. Let's break through here and bring it all the way to the top. Bring the bricks down to the lights. Well, actually, let's take that out and cap it off with a stair. Then we'll go down right here and get another stair. We should also bring it up on the sides here. We'll take these out and we'll get everything replaced. Make the Bart Simpson haircut go a little bit taller around the corner, and we'll start to get some stairs on it. Wait, let's bring this up right here. Round it off, and boom. This is looking nice, except in the corner, I'd like a little bit more light up here. I don't want anything spawning on this ledge, so let's get some diorite walls, we'll get some pale oak fence, and we'll use some end rods. I have an idea. I just want to bring everything out by one. Let's get a row of stairs around here. Using the stairs, we'll bring it out with another ledge. Then, you know what, let's go up right here and get another ledge of stairs. Alright, so this isn't looking too bad now. Okay, not too bad. We could make the arch up there, or we could start with an arch right down here, and then we'll bring this up. Okay, let's see what we're looking at. Not bad, but let's get it replaced with some more diorite. I cannot wait to see what all this looks like. Get some slabs in the center, bring it up by one, and we'll get some stairs so that we can hang a lantern and a chain. I've started working on a couple of towers right here that are going to end up touching the dome that goes off, and the dome is most definitely going to be made out of warped blocks as well. Gotta make sure we have a perfect circle going. Let's drop it back by 1 block. Then we'll move up just 1 more. Now we'll get this to snake up 1, 2, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. And we'll get 3 more to top it off right here, and voila, we got 4 towers. Okay, so this is turning out pretty good right here. Yeah, this looks like a skeleton screaming. That is wild, but I'm glad we got this tower taken care of. Now we can move to some of these side towers that I'm trying to start working on. We have these, and instead of the diorite going inside of this one, I'm gonna have the diorite right on the outside. Then we'll jump up, get an upside down stair going out. We need to get some slabs out to reach the center. Okay, so that should make the build look a little bit different. It kind of looks like a little mustache. want to use this as another entrance into the center, so alright, this will be pretty cool. This is a winter wonderland for sure. It's snowing again in this world. It is always snowing. Keep this corner lit up with the same colors. Then we could get some extra windows down the side. I was thinking maybe 4 blocks tall. Not a bad window. I like the iron trap doors. Let's get this replaced with a slab though. We'll hang some chains down, and then I want to hop back in here. I have some ochre frog lights that I want to use. Then we can drop back down and get some iron bars in there to cover them up. Now let's get some quartz stairs separating. This is how I'm going to determine how tall this tower is. It's not going to be as tall as the one in the middle. These will just be maybe about 10-15 blocks smaller. Within all of the darkness, we have these side towers here that are providing quite a bit of light. And the tower cap that I made out of the warped wood, this is looking a little small, so we got to beef it up a little bit. I'm going to get some prismarine walls into some warped fence, into some end rods. You'll see these are going to become a staple in this build. I'm thinking we add some trap doors up the side. Then instead of slabs on the corners, we're going to get some stairs in. Get one more row of stairs, then we will move back into the prismarine and the warped fence. We'll beef it up once more with a little more stair action, moving into the trap doors. Then we gotta move it up one more block and get a nice point at the top with one final end rod. And there we go, we finally have 8 points at the top and 8 on the bottom. This castle's looking crazy right now, except I'm thinking we could add a little bit of extra color on the sides. It's looking very white right now. Maybe some tuff would look good. I'm going to start by adding some tuff along the outside of the top rim. Then we're going to bring it in with some sea lanterns one more time. Then the third row will be the same as the first. We're just going to cover it up with all of the tuff bricks. Oh yeah, the tuff makes it pop quite a bit. I like that color contrast. Now we just need to get the dome worked into the ceiling, so let's work with the warped planks again, and we'll go on the 45 route. By 45, I'm talking about the innermost circle. We have 53, 47, 45, and then 75 on the outside. We'll move in a little bit to connect the dome to the tower caps, and then we can just move up. Slowly but surely, we will be making our way inward. Honestly, these domes are one of the most fun parts about Minecraft in general. Every single time I get done making one of these, I'm just astounded. Moving up, all of these layers are already getting covered in snow. It is always snowing, I swear. Oh man, it's night. We're gonna get a lot of stuff spawning. Get out of here. I only want to do one more layer, and then I'm gonna leave the top open because I need to bring Roger inside with me. Finishing the corner, and that should be plenty of room for Roger to get in and out. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Not too bad. I really like the tuff ring. I'm gonna get a little bit of tuff on the bottom just because I think it looks nice, and I'm gonna get some sea lanterns in here as well. This will definitely provide more light along the ice, and it'll also melt the snow that falls right next to it. Let's get up here. Let's start some lanterns. We'll go up on the post, we'll get the warped fence, and then I'm gonna get a copper lantern that's gonna oxidize. Then we go into the lightning rod, we'll get that right there. Then we'll go over here, let's hop up on top, lightning rod, then a chain, and then a lantern. Once all this oxidizes, it'll all be blue and it'll be looking good. Now it's time to get Roger involved again. He's gonna help us out big time, so I need to get up to the top. We're gonna lay some more tough bricks around the edge. And we'll dip down below. We're gonna get some more tough lampposts, but hanging upside down. And these will all move in the same fashion from longest to shortest. Let's go ahead and take out this quartz ring that we made initially when we were building up the wall, and we'll get it all replaced with the tough bricks as well. And you know what? We can even move it in further. Let's take out this entire wall. We'll go ahead and wrap this the entire way around, and okay, perfect. Let's grab some of the quartz that we just broke. Then up on the top ring, I'm going to move the tuff in, and we're even going to have to take some of this quartz out right below the snow. Then we'll get some more of the tough lamp posts all the way up top, except we're not going to use any chains, more likely just sticking with the lightning rods and the lanterns. Nice. Okay, that's a lot of color popping out. This is great, especially coming out into the side towers. Just makes it all feel a little bit more connected. Now we need to work on the windows, and I've brought with me some stairs so that I can make the door entrance and the windowsills. They'll pop out with some stairs, and we'll get the shroom lights behind them. That is stupendous. We have light on this lower level. Let's see, can I get up top? We're gonna have to make a larger window right here. Let's make a big 4x5 space, or 4x4 is good, and we'll get the stair in on each side. And again, we'll light this back area up with some shroom lights. The walls look way more complete now, except, you know what? We gotta get some tuff along the bottom. I think I'm gonna replace this quartz right here with some tuff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this house right here quartz, but for now... Oh man, I'm just breaking everything. But for now, we'll leave it quartz. We'll come back later with some more tuff if we need to. This is probably gonna pop so much more. Ooh, okay, much better. Let's wrap this dome up with some tuff. I'm gonna climb all the way up here. Hold up, there we go. Jeez, we have a long way to go. But I'm gonna hop straight to the middle. We're gonna get some deep slate, and I'll probably have to finesse it in down there, but we're gonna get some deep slate all the way to the top. Let's see real quick. Let's take this out, and then we will break you, and you to get boom, boom, boom. Okay, now wait just a second. I might have an idea. Let's go ahead and take out what I just put in. I'm gonna have a couple strips here, maybe of 3 blocks wide. Let's go ahead and get the sea lanterns in the center. This is a pretty big dome, so I just wanted to see how this looked. What are you doing all the way up? Get down. Oh, see ya. I have a feeling this is going to look much cooler. Diagonally, we're gonna have some diorite, pale oak, and end rod spikes. Kind of looks like a mohawk going all the way up, but that should be in nice contrast to these sea lantern rows. And still with barely enough space to let Roger into work inside. I got a couple more things for Roger to do. This dome is enormous. Might end up getting some trapdoors on here so the snow doesn't keep falling on it. And down we go. Roger's gonna fit just fine. Alright, let's get to work in here. We need to hang some lights. Just like how we did on the outside, we'll get a row of diorite going down, but we're gonna go down in the middle on the inside. Then we'll move down with a pale oak fence into an iron chain into an end rod. And we're gonna move all the way up. Now these little end rod lanterns might be enough to light up the warped roof, but we might get another chandelier here for the polar bears. Well, that's not too bad. We can get that 7 more times around the middle before we get a chandelier, and I want to be able to enjoy these lights from down below, so I did start making a packed ice floor. And this is actually 3 layers deep because I plan on making some small rivers. But filling this whole thing in is probably going to take a while, and I'm probably going to have to take a couple more trips to get more packed ice. There is so much room to cover in here, it is insane. This ice castle turned out to be way larger than I thought it was going to be. This is just enormous. But with a little perseverance, we can get all this ice in. Let's get all this closed in here. It looks like the Enderman has been doing some work. Dude, please stop doing that. It feels good to finally have a flat surface to be able to build some icebergs on. I think this original ring that I made is going to have to go. You can still see the snow on it from before we covered it up. But it might work out better if we get some packed ice instead of using the quartz to move into the center. Before we work on that though, I'm gonna get some tuff around the ceiling. The ring looks pretty good, but it's a little dark without the sea lanterns. Of course, we're gonna have to add more sea lanterns. It only makes sense to get some end rods or possibly some copper lanterns hanging. We can take out these end rod spikes if we have enough light here, but let's start in the middle. Let's bring it down with some warped fence, more lightning rods that are going to oxidize, more chains that are going to oxidize, and the lanterns that are going to oxidize as well. I'm hoping this looks good. We're going to have the lanterns staggered all the way across, going up and down to the other side. Everywhere down here looks great. It's all lit up. Roger's kind of in the way, but we got to continue building some railings so that we don't fall down. This circle is huge. This railing is so long it's going to take 3.5 stacks. Since we have a bunch of the copper lanterns hanging on this level, I feel like all the way down here it'd be appropriate to get some more end rod spikes. These things do light up the hallway pretty well, and they're kind of out of the way in the corner. I like the way the first level's feeling right now, and I matched it with 2 more railings up at the top. I feel like if we start to move up the wall a little bit, we gotta bring the shroom lights back. Let's get some note blocks on the outside of any of these. Then I'm gonna get some spruce logs, because you will find spruce trees next to where you find polar bears. Going back and forth between the spruce, note block, and shroom light might look okay. The spruce logs look a little bit nicer in between the note blocks when they are stripped, so might as well just strip them all. Alright, not looking too bad. Let's move up to the next level here. I'll work on this in a moment. If we move up towards the ceiling of the second level, we're going to get some more note blocks that are going to be surrounding the shroom lights. All of this shroom light is from the windows that we created on the outside, so I figured this would be a fun way to cover it up and make it look decent. Then we can work down below. I'm going to get some slabs worked in instead of the blocks. And same thing down here, we'll move in with the note blocks. Moving up to the top here, I do want to have a bubble column that takes me all the way from the first balcony to the third up here. Just need to make this look a little bit nicer as an entrance. That's nothing some more quartz stairs can't handle. Now to actually build the elevators that are going to take us down. Okay, so that is good. And then we're going to move into these little corners that'll take us down. I'm wondering if we just break through down to the ice, will that work? I mean, that would be kind of cool. We gotta make sure the water's going to fall directly in there. Sorry about the ears bleeding. And we definitely don't want the water to be able to spill out anywhere else once we turn it into a water source block, so I'm gonna get some chains in here. I'm pretty sure polar bears will not be able to go into this, and if they can, I'm gonna have to build a door. Their hitbox has gotta be bigger than the space between these chains. Now we just need to bring them up even further from the first balcony to the first ceiling. So now we have a perfect way to get up to the second balcony. Let's get a little bit of light back in here, and let's drop the water. Should be good all the way down, and I don't think the polar bears can get through these chains. I really hope not. I guess it's just something we're gonna have to deal with when the polar bears move in. Soul sand in, can shoot us all the way up to the top. Okay, that's perfect. I love how the chains just hold the water in, but don't actually touch it. It's so cool. I want to build ourselves a way to get down, too. So we have 7 different bubble columns that we're building right now. Now we can ride all the way to the top where the second floor is, and we have some extra chains right here that we need to set up so that we can get up to the third balcony. I'm going to need Roger's help for some of these. I think I could get down a little bit lower. Let's go there, and then we can connect the chain up to the tuff. Slap this all the way up to the ceiling. Well, that's not where that's supposed to go. Hold on. Boom, 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 and then boom. We'll get some chains up in here, and then we'll get the sea lanterns put right behind the tuff. If we don't put the sea lanterns back here, the water is just going to spill out like it is right there. And okay, we should be good now. We have lights absolutely everywhere in here. Let's jump down to the bottom and see exactly what it looks like from down here. And this is majestic. Now it's time we bring the big guns. Got some shulker box filled up with some packed ice, and we are going to make some custom icebergs so that the polar bears aren't living in such a flat landscape. We'll start right here. These aren't going to be too big, but they're going to be big enough to make a difference. Then we're going to add a little bit of snow up top so it looks a little more realistic. Perfect, and that's all we really need now. I kind of just want to add like 20, maybe 30 more of these. This is probably the most relaxing part of the build so far. I kind of like how the beacon goes all the way down the center, but I'm going to remove it right now and then just take it underground. This one can be a little smaller since we're not building too much anymore. We only need haste 1. We'll cover this up with ice so it's completely hidden, and we'll get an iron bar in there. Boom. Wait, nope, just haste 1. That's all we need, nothing too crazy. Ice pretty much insta-mines anyways, which is what we're going to do right now. Sorry about your ears breaking again, but I'm going to make a little bit of a river. I have a feeling that we're going to need some more frog lights for this one. Keep doing your work, buddies. Keep on doing your work. Gotta get some water sources made so that there's no flowing water. I don't want that noise really all throughout the build. And we gotta figure out the lights that are gonna go under this build. I feel like the river could be what lights up the floor. Pretty happy that I put that 3rd layer of ice down there right about now. Just seeing what some green frog lights would look like down here. Ooh, this is much nicer. We're not gonna need any torches pretty soon. We can start taking these guys out. Trying to look around, I pretty much have rivers flowing everywhere except for right here. We gotta replace this with some more frog lights. A couple more bits of ice to take out. Pretty sure I hear skeletons under me right now, which means I may have let some water go loose and take out some of those torches, but as long as we don't go under here, we'll be okay. Up next to these smaller icebergs, I believe this is the last of the frog lights. We have, done it. I'm pretty sure everywhere's been lit up. I'm just doing one more rotation. We just have a couple of small areas right now to get some icebergs up against this back wall. That way the polar bears feel just a little bit more immersed, and we'll get some more snow blocks up here too. I left a bunch of small openings near each of the doors into the middle that's covering up this beacon just to give myself more of a pathway. And I think this turned out pretty great. We might need some bone meal to get some grass in there, and then also some salmon. The sun is rising. It seems like a good day to go fishing right about now. I believe I already spotted some. These are some big boys right here. You're coming with me, you are coming with me, and then we need one more. You're coming with me. Most of these rivers are connected, so the salmon's going to be able to swim anywhere they want. Hopefully they don't flip and flop out of here so I don't have to get too much salmon. Maybe something that'll help them stay is just a little bit of foliage down here. We'll make it feel like home a little bit for the fish as well as the polar bears. But we have a couple things to do before I move them in. Just a few more things. This is looking wild now. This is a natural landscape that we have down here, and the polar bears, I think, are gonna love it. Hey, there's the salmon. Looks like a couple more places that I missed some bone meal, and then we should be good down here. On each of the balconies, we do have a lot of fencing without any foliage up here, so we're gonna get some of these spruce saplings in each of these corners. Moving outside, there's some smaller towers that I had built over in the corners, and I think we need a little bit more tuff, so let's get a ring around the bottom. We'll cover that up with some sea lanterns, and then on top of that, we're gonna get some tough slabs. That should bring out some of the ice right here. Some of it's already melting. And I want to drop down below on this outside circle. I think it'd be nice to get some sea lanterns down here as well. We'll go ahead and get all of these covered up with some quartz stairs and wrap that back all the way around. This will be the one spot on the build where we do not have the sea lanterns wrapped up with the tuff. It's going to be the quartz down here. Jumping down, not too bad. Okay, I really like this. I feel like now we've done enough to the outside, we can actually start to bring this pond in. Whoa, that's not what we wanted. Let's go down here and let's start making some water sources. All of this should freeze right up to this building. Oh, we got some right here that we need to restart. After this, the building should just be getting touched by ice in every single corner. The faster we get them off farm out of here, the faster these zombies can leave. Listen, buddy, you're never going to be able to get to me as long as I am placing these water buckets. You might as well just stop trying. This is honestly very, very satisfying. I love doing this. Wow, we have a whole party here coming to watch us right now. Now seriously, before any polar bears move in, I gotta finish this outer bridge that I said I was gonna work on. The entrance is looking mighty fine right now. We just need to start connecting all four of these sides. So I've brought this out about 19 blocks, which means this circle would be 125 blocks all the way around. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna start with 7, move into 6, then we got 4, then we have 3, 3 again, then we'll move into 2 5 times, and we got 1s all the way across. Let's see, okay, that's decent. It's far enough away from the base of the castle that we can work here. Feels like this guy's been getting closer, but I think he's just been there the whole time while we used to be all the way over there. You'll be able to live here soon enough, my friend. Very, very soon. So this is all looking wide enough, but I think we need it to be held up on some diorite stilts. So I'm going to build these up from the gravel. Not all of the ice is formed yet, but a lot of it has, so we should be able to build on top of a lot of that ice. I don't think we need to bring it up too tall. Let's just get some soul campfires here and there, and we'll wrap them up with some warp trap doors. I've made a small entrance in the front to be able to take the polar bears up into the castle. And I'm pretty excited because eventually this bridge will be able to be connected to everywhere else in this world in each cardinal direction. We'll start moving down the line. I want these to light up the entire path so I don't have to use any torches, and I think every 6 or 7 blocks should do, or at least right in these corners. Slowly but surely, this entire stilted bridge will be lit up. Now, let's just get some stairs down here so the polar bears can get up a little bit easier. And I thought I just heard a polar bear, like, right behind me. Ooh, I just went under the ice, and he's right here. You are number 1. Let's bring these guys. Oh, we have 2 more back here. We have number 1, we have 2, and then 3. I'm hoping they can make it up these stairs. Come on, buddies. And, alright, I might have to make an ice path. Please don't fall. It might be easier just to take 2 at a time. Looks like they're in, though. Alright, guys, enjoy your rivers, enjoy your salmon, enjoy your custom icebergs. Gotta get this guy off his sand and bring him in as well. And you know what? We gotta get Paul and Pablo. The first two polar bears we ever had in this world. Also, the first two pets we ever really had. Paul and Pablo were the first two animals that we ever ran into. Episode 1 was for sure an adventure, and it's nice to see this guy enjoying the iceberg already. By the way, if you guys want a polar bear named after you on the Twitch channel, feel free to stop by anytime and start collecting them channel points. Paul and Pablo, it's about time you guys get out of here. There's Paul, there's Pablo, we should be good. Come on, get on out of there. We're gonna miss you over here at the starter house, but it's time you go where you belong. Come through the bridge. Can you guys fit? Yeah, they can fit. It's kind of cool thinking about how none of this stuff was built here when I first dragged them through this valley to take them back to where I was building my starter house. Now we have an entire world built over here, and you guys get to see it all on our way to the ice castle. We'd move a little faster if these guys didn't get stuck on just about everything, though. That guy just got stuck on a dripstone. Come on, Pablo. That's one of the smallest items in the game that you could possibly get stuck on, and you still managed to do it. I hope these guys can't take crazy... Oh, never mind. No water damage down here. Okay, never mind. They did take damage from the ice. That was a big jump. You guys did not need to jump that far. I was trying to just drop you in the water. The ice castle is looking crazy from over here. Paul and Pablo, say hello to your new home. It's about time. Oh, he wanted to get off quickly. Pablo is now let loose. He's going around, and Paul broke the thread. There you go. Be on your way, Paul. Enjoy it. Let's make sure these guys can't leave by putting up some fencing right here. We'll get some of the spruce down here as well. Pablo and Paul are already stuck. Hold on, what if I move that snow? Yep, there you go. Sorry about that. What if I move this ice? Are you gonna be okay? I'm gonna pretend like you didn't get stuck right there and you guys were just having some fun. That makes me think there's probably plenty more spaces out here where they're getting stuck. Flying out here real quick over... Oh man, that ocean monument, we still need to take that out, but we gotta find some extra polar bears, and I know there's some back here. We got one right next to our transportation, and we have one on this island over here. You guys are coming with me all the way back to the ice castle. We have another little guy right down here. He can come home with us. Now I see a couple more of them down here. Let's take these guys home too. Got 3 of them. Let's grab a 4th. You guys see that ominous tower in the distance? That is where we're going. Come on up. Wait, what are you doing? Don't go under there. Everybody follow me. Come on, let's go. One at a time. I had to let the other 3 go because this one doesn't know how to get up there. There we go. Now we're all good. There are so many polar bears with me. I think this warped fence ended up looking pretty good on top of the quartz and in between the diorite with the campfires. I think I'm gonna have to take these out real quick. Let's move in, guys. I've been letting all of these polar bears in through this door. I'm gonna take these guys to the back end. Try to fill up the space a little bit, although we do have polar bears that are already over here. I'm so glad these guys are passive. This would be insane if they were hostile. I also brought 3 more salmon. Let's get you right here. Oh, wait, that's not right. Let's put you right there. And one last salmon can go all the way over here. Jeez, this is a huge salmon. I think this one that's swimming directly into the ice is even bigger. I think we got enough polar bears in here now. There's about 25 of them, maybe a little bit less than 30. But this place is flourishing with life. We have fish in the rivers, and we had polar bears at every angle. This guy can't figure out how to go down the stream. Buddy, you're gonna have to figure this out. Wow, this place is looking incredible. We have so much space to fly around. We have lit this thing up at every corner, but the top dome does need a little bit of a cap. For the first time in this build, I think it's time to pull in the quartz pillars. I said earlier this episode that I wasn't going to use them, but I do believe that they would fit up top. Quick inspection real quick, just making sure there's no place any mobs can spawn. I believe we are in the clear. Let's pull up with the pillars and, I don't know, maybe go up about 11 blocks. Then we can start playing with some roof designs. I actually was planning on doing a dome at first, but I'm thinking maybe a witch hat sort of pointed tower would be cool on top. Look at Roger all the way down there, he looks so small. I decided to cover the edge up with some of the tough slabs while using some of the sea lanterns up here to light up the bottom as well. And lighting up the very top, I'm gonna get some prismarine walls, some warped fences, and then we'll jump up and slap in some end rods. I thought it'd be pretty cool to use 2 different types of roofs, so the first time it comes out is with some warped stairs, and then we use the tough. But it's very witch hatty. I said I wanted to make a witch hat, and we kind of made one. There's a couple things we need to fix right here. Let's get you replaced with some tough bricks. I really like the blue ice down here. It makes it shimmer quite a bit now that we have all the warped in. And I need to get rid of all of this snow right here. I almost forgot that the blue ice was even here. All the snow's been covering this up for so long. You know, it might be faster though. Let's use a bucket of water, and there it goes. Okie dokie, it's looking pretty complete right now. I can't really think of any more details that I want to add. I'm going to leave the beacon in. I think it coming through the witch hat is pretty cool. Shroom lights are looking good. The sea lanterns are looking good. I really like the diorite and the quartz on each other. Checking out the entrances to the interior. They all make it seem pretty grand. And, you know, I don't think I'm going to end up putting a chandelier in there. If I do, I'll test some stuff out on a live stream pretty soon, but for now, I kind of want to leave it open so I can view it from these top balconies. Also, when you go all the way down to the polar bear view up, this is pretty cool. Maybe we'll just take some time to appreciate the dome before we put in some sort of frog light chandelier. My favorite part might be these private little balconies that we have all the way up top. Anytime we get some builds out here, I should be able to view them. Pretty soon in this valley in between Armadillopolis and the Fisherman Trading Hall, this is going to be having some buildings. But that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I can't believe we finally have a polar bear sanctuary. This is actually my first build in any type of snowy biome, so thank you guys for watching. It is a little similar to the Guardian Farm. I really do like this Guardian Farm build, but we used a lot of different blocks, more warped wood instead of prismarine. Also, there's clear similarities with all of these quartz towers. But again, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I do have a question I want to ask you guys. Real quick, what type of villager jobs would you like to see added to the game? I'm hoping to see some sort of snowy villagers. Also a beekeeper villager. I'm looking for a beekeeper villager for sure. I also always thought it'd be cool if there were warrior villagers, like ones that were wielding some swords. But anyways, let me know what you guys want to see added, and you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to take care of yourselves, do something nice for somebody. Thank you for hitting the like button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome to a new episode of the Hardcore Let's Play series. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Thanks for watching. In the last few episodes, we have made some insanely huge projects. We have the Copper Castle right here with the giant courtyard all the way at the bottom. This thing is decorated out the wazoo, and we also have wheat farms on the left and right and a mud farm in the middle. Recently we built the Guardian Farm. This thing took about a month, and our newest month-long project was the Ice Castle, the polar bear sanctuary that we built in the last episode. This thing is huge. Thanks for watching this episode if you did, by the way. This was built mainly out of quartz, diorite, warped planks, and tough bricks, with a little bit of prismarine here and there. Well, hopefully the polar bears are happy down here. We have a bunch of them. There's about 30 of them, and they have a bunch of ice, they have snow, they have a beacon, they have plenty of space. If you look up, I actually did decide to build a chandelier. I built this on a live stream, and thanks for joining if you did. But this thing is enormous. We have the pearlescent frog lights going all the way down, spreading around in concentric circles, and we have the dark oak surrounding it. I am just so glad that the polar bears have a home now. We gave Paul and Pablo a place to live after 27 episodes. That took way too long, and also if you guys want to name yourselves after the polar bears, you can on the live streams on Twitch. I want to show you guys just a few things that we built on stream though, right before we get to building this launcher screen. I've been meaning to do this for a while. The current launch screen for 1.21.10 just looks so cool, and I want to recreate it. If you missed it in the last episode, we also made this little mob farm. I haven't really AFK'd here yet, but we have plenty of drops. Stacks of gunpowder, bone meal, arrows, and rotten flesh, and counting. We'll be there in just a minute. This iron farm has been going crazy since we put the stasis chambers here. But the real thing I want to show you is actually at the iron farm. All 5 farms have been running non-stop. I'm not sure why, but it's been running faster since the spawn chunks were unloaded. Putting the stasis chamber here was one of the best decisions we ever made. But as you guys know from episode 5, all of the farms lead to the center, with one also being in the center itself, but we can go down here now because we recently built some auto crafters. All of the iron gets sent down into here, turning itself into iron blocks, and the poppies all get turned into bone blocks. It's gonna be nice not to have to craft the blocks of iron myself, and it's all thanks to this guy back here. I watched a tutorial by Cube Prospector, and I put the link for the video in the description down below, so check that out if you want. But it's pretty easy to follow. You just have an item sorter running into the auto crafting system, and you have a lot of space saved. The iron farm used to just get clogged up with all of the iron and all the poppies, but now it's running free. Now we can head back home. There is something that I've been meaning to do, and I feel like before the launcher screen is built, we gotta fix it. Sunset is looking beautiful out here, by the way. So here's the thing. You guys know how deep slate bricks exist, right? There are other blocks known as cracked deep slate bricks. I had no idea that these existed. I'm gonna go ahead and smelt these. I already smelted a couple others. Actually, let's put these side by side. Look at this. I did not know that this block existed. This is a very nice block for texturing. If I knew this existed, I would have built with this so long ago. But at least we can build with it now. There is something that I need to do, though. I gotta take all this back to the auto sorting system, and I need to get it sorted. Which unfortunately means moving everything in that row to the left by 1 block. Okay, so we gotta go to deep slate, which is over here. Yeah, so we have the deep slate bricks, but the cracked deep slate bricks, they should be right there. And what I think is gonna be cool is that, oh yeah, we have 1 chest row left. That is so lucky. That is extremely lucky. Oh man. Okay, so we just need to move all of that over. It's about maybe 25 different types of blocks. I'm gonna run down here real quick. Let's grab us some of the cherry buttons. So we're gonna have to break into behind the scenes here, and it looks like a bunch of stuff is still sorting from my last exploration. But here is the behind the scenes location. We have everything getting sorted, all of the deep slate tiles, the deep slate bricks. I think there's a zombie on top of me or below me. No, he couldn't be below. It's too lit down there. I do forget sometimes how close we are to the surface. They could be right on top, but let's go ahead and get rid of the Enderman decoration. This is the empty one right here. Just gotta move everything to the right. We may have to wait just a second, though. There's a few things in here that are still loading. I just have to let it slip by. Wait, before we do anything, I gotta see. Can we do cracked deep slate tiles? This is something I need to figure out. The moment of truth. Can you make these into cracked deep slate tiles? You can! Oh my goodness. How did I not know this? I've been going so long without this information. That is a cracked deep slate tile. Oh man. Okay, so actually I'm glad that I went to figure this out, because now we need to move everything over by 2. I also just looked this up on the Minecraft wiki because I felt like I had to do myself the service. I needed to figure out which other cracked stones I was missing, and the nether brick has a cracked version of it. So this is absolutely insane. Look at these side by side. I have never seen this before. How long have these been in the game? How have these been going over my head for so long? I just can't get over this. It's gonna be so nice being able to texture with all these new blocks that I just found. Some people are probably scratching their head wondering how I missed this. I don't even know, man. I just don't know. So that means just some cracked bricks right here. I think, yeah, I have 4 extra spots in this area, so I should be okay. And this one I only have to move about a dozen blocks down. I'm thinking we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to start it here. So we have the deep slate tiles. We'll just get these replaced, and we will just switch these out the entire way down. Now we have to be careful though, because we're taking out the bricks, and we switch everything out every 2. Now let's do the same thing to the row with the nether bricks. I believe it's, yep, right here. So right before the nether bricks, we'll just trade everything out with the cracked and move everything over 1. Now we have to get the right blocks in to represent these sorted items. So first we're going to use the cracked deep slate tile, then we'll use a regular deep slate tile right next to it, and then so on. Alright, now that is complete. We have the cracked deep slate tiles and the cracked deep slate bricks all the way in, and I did move the obsidian and crying obsidian, so we still have a block over there left over, and these blocks have been moved over here with 1 space left as well. Not too bad. The auto sorting system is turning out okay. Now we shouldn't have to update this thing until, of course, another update comes out and more blocks are added to the game. Now I do want to head out. Let's go back to Copper Landing. We have a copper golem sanctuary that we need to technically finish. The castle is done, and the courtyard down here is done as well, but there's a little piece of this build that we haven't completed yet. This horse is still chilling here. He has yet to move. I don't blame him though. This place is pretty tranquil. This is where all horses go to be at peace. But I'm gonna turn around into this noisy little cave, and this is where all of the Twitch chatters have named themselves after the copper golems. But I figured this would be a perfect cave to turn into the launch screen. I can picture it now. If I'm standing right here, coming in through the door, we could build it back to the left a little bit, and over this way to build another door, and we could even build it back further to store most of these guys. But here goes nothing. Let's start making this place a little larger. This is so loud, oh my god. After all this is said and done though, this build will have taken me 3 whole episodes to finish. I'm thinking we're probably going to need a beacon, because this is going to be a little larger than I thought, so let's just get one built above these flowers right about here. I am going to need a few things. Oh man, that copper golem's trying to escape. He better get back in there, but I'm going to need a few things to complete this beacon, and that is going to start with defeating a wither. We're using way too many beacons now. I'm gonna have to kill a couple different withers. Also, for this fight, I figured, you know, let's just give David one last hurrah. I'm using Bowie right now, but let's take David. This is only temporary, but David has 28 durability left, so let's just do one last battle. Almost forgot my 3 skeleton skulls. Also, sorry if I sound a little sniffly during this episode. It is 9 degrees Fahrenheit, and we just got 10 inches of snow, so I'm a little bit sniffly. Also, I just moved to a brand new house about 2 miles away from my old one, so moving during this super cold weather definitely has me feeling a little bit under the weather. But hopefully it's not too annoying. Thank you for continuing to watch even though I got a cold. Before we start this battle, I'm down in the basement of the world looking for Legend. There's a chicken that survived a wither blast, and I just want to say what's up. I hear some clucking. What's going on? Oh, Legend, he's actually stuck. Hold on, let's get this right. There you go. Did not realize he was stuck back here. Explore the caves if you want. I'll be back to say what's up every time I come down here to fight a wither. One of these doors leads to a long hallway. It's this one right here. This thing goes maybe about 200, 300 blocks. I'm just gonna go left and right, kind of like we're strip mining, but these are all for wither battles. Eventually I will move all wither battles to the end, but I like collecting the wither roses down here, and also the extra cobbled deep slate is pretty nice. Finally here. Yep, you can hear all the chickens. Oh man, yeah, we got a bunch down here. Time to slip on my netherite chest plate. Let's run up. Let's throw the wither skeletons on. It's time for battle. I am scooting back all the way here, not making the mistake from the 1.19 series, and let's go. Alright, you're going down, buddy. You destroyed the chickens, I'm about to destroy you. This guy should be at half health now, and there we go. Alright, only can use the sword. Oh, is he not about to touch me at all? Wow, picked up the nether star too, and some diamonds. Would you look at that? I'll take that, thank you, and I'll take that up there too. I don't think any chickens survived. Yeah, I don't see any living being down here. Get this lit up so nothing spawns, and how many wither roses did we get? Almost 2 stacks. Taking a little redstone with you never hurt nobody. That's not too bad of a haul for a short battle. But now with our brand new nether star, we can make a brand new beacon. We'll head into the flower storage and drop off the wither roses real quick. I'm gonna have to head to the auto sorting system because I do not have any obsidian with me, and everything that I own is all at the auto storage now. But no big deal, I have plenty of deep slate I need to drop off anyways. I cannot wait to build something out in this valley. We have so much open space that I've been landscaping. Oh man, it's gonna be great. Obsidian, here we come. Down the hatch and to the back of the nether hallway. Boom. Don't know why I grabbed a whole stack. I guess I'm just a little more excited than I thought. And brand new beacon. Let's drop off the deep slate. Ouch. Let's drop off the deep slate right here, and I guess we'll put the obsidian in here, and then we'll be on our way. I think the copper golems ended up pushing Mr. Bark into the wheat field out of their work path. These guys really mean business. Before we head back over there, there's something I've been meaning to attend to. We have so many villagers that got caught up with Sniffy and Hot Dog recently. We gotta get this to stop, because all of the chickens are gonna cause a backup with the eggs and the hopper system, and you know what? Let's just get these guys out of here. Be free, everybody. Go take some jobs. All the chickens are getting loose. Sniffy and Hot Dog, you guys cannot leave. The sheep can leave, and that chicken is gone, and perfect. This guy didn't want to leave, so I'm choosing Carnage. These guys are like stuck in the fence somehow. Hold on, what are you doing? Oh, they're inside. I think that hay bale was the reason everything was getting stuck in there anyways, so I'm glad we moved it. Alright, chickens, you get one more chance to leave. You have 3 seconds to get out of here, or else I'm choosing carnage. That guy went back in, that guy chose out. Alright, well, carnage it is. Oh, you can't hide inside of Sniffy. Sniffy, you're gonna have to back up for this one. This is not my fault. I told you I was gonna choose carnage. Nice to see some villagers chilling out in the world. It looks like he's getting a little confused. He wants to go up to the loom, but he cannot figure out how to get up the wall. These guys did, though. Everybody took a job up here at this campsite. And we have guys chilling under the nether portal tree. Wow, this really just became so much more alive. Everybody just wants to chill with Sniffy and Hot Dog. I guess this is just a really popular area. But now back to the main mission. Let's complete this beacon right here. Boom, boom, and boom with a boom, 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 boom. Alright, copper golems, time to give you a little bit more space. It is so incredibly loud in here, I can't wait to just get a little bit further away. Just 10 blocks over the right and it's 10 times as quiet. Just 10 blocks over the right and we're about 10 times quieter over here. I did reach the prismarine, so this is about as far to the right as I can go. But that doesn't mean we can move back a little bit further. I'm pretty pumped for this. I haven't made an underground build in a while. Actually, the last project that was underground was the auto storage system. I know I'm pretty far into the end game right now, but I'm still at the point where anytime I see coal, I'm taking it. Got a lot of gravel to turn into flint. Let's move down just a couple of layers. I wonder what's going to happen if I remove access. Oh, they're all just going up here to this one that they have access to. Okay, well, maybe I should get these on the ground. A couple of them should be... Yep, they're on their way over. It's crazy how they just have a little tracking system for all these copper chests. I think going down to this last layer here for a total of 5 layers should be perfect. Got ourselves a nice looking room so far. All the copper golems against the back wall, so they make a little bit less noise towards the entrance. I might need to push this back wall a little bit further, but for now, this is perfect. We'll have a small entrance here that leads into a much larger room. It doesn't look like it's going to be huge at all until you get right about here. Bringing it back this far is actually going to be perfect. We finally have a main room large enough to fit most of these guys. I'll have a door going off to the left and off to the right, maybe just behind this prismarine. Let's throw all this back. We got a nice amount of loot from digging this out. I want to build the deep slate brick stairs going down into the build itself, and I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. So this right here is the 1.21.10 launch screen. This is exactly what I'm trying to recreate. It might be a little difficult to get the copper golems in the right spot, but we can still do the copper piping, all of the deep slate, the chests, and everything else you see in here. It actually turns out that 1.21.11 just came out right now, though, so I don't know if I can recreate this, but this one we can. It looks like the majority of the walls are going to be cracked deep slate bricks, and then deep slate tiles, so let's just get to work on that. First things first, we got to get ourselves a row of spruce around the perimeter. 2 of them should be enough to be able to walk on. Then it honestly did look like most of the wall was deep slate bricks, so let's just get that changed. It does look like the top right here was taken out, and it was replaced with some copper grates. We'll use some that are waxed so that they don't oxidize. Gotta start moving down about 4 to 5 blocks with the copper stairs. In the entrance, I do see some of the chiseled copper blocks, and there are some golems right on top, but I believe they're just sitting. Nope, I just checked, and they are standing with their arms to their side. There we go, and then we go up 1, and then we have the copper bulbs that we gotta put in. Get that lit up. Ooh, these are looking great so far. We can take the 2 spruce in the front off the side. We can build up with some copper blocks, and then we're going to use the tinted glass right here on the bottom. It looks like they use a lot of tinted glass in this, actually. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Looks like from the picture, the floor is mostly deep slate as well, so let's just get this covered all the way up. Man, I gotta tell you, it really does feel good to go back to these smaller builds after building all these massive projects. While there are a lot of small details that go into these and those massive projects like the Polar Bear Sanctuary, this one I can just kind of focus it all in one area. Looks like for the most part the tiles are going to be supporting the copper stairs. In my opinion, this is kind of an odd choice, but down the staircase they just had tinted glass kind of all over the place. I guess we'll have to get this replaced as well. They did also put some stairs off to the side. This is kind of weird. Wait, we go right here. Actually, I completely have this backwards. We take that out, we go boom, boom, boom. Then we put the oxidized trapdoor right there and bring out that tile. Then we got some more trapdoors along that column. Ooh, okay, looking good. In the photo, I can actually count up 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then off to the left side, there is a campfire covered by an acacia trapdoor. Looks like for some more light, they have some furnaces going. I believe this is going to be 2 blocks over from the copper column. We'll get a furnace with a smoker on top. Then we can take out the spruce and start to work in some copper. You know what? After a small amount of thinking, I believe we should go up 1 block instead. And bring the furnace up into the smoker into the copper block right there, and then we'll cover it up with a copper trapdoor. So this is where it gets a little tricky. We have furnaces that we're going to cover up with acacia trapdoors, and then we're going to move to the side with the waxed cut copper stairs. This right here will be another furnace that we cover up with the trapdoors. And I'm officially running out of room. I need to make this ceiling a little bit taller and welcome all the gravel. I think I need to make everything about 2 blocks taller, and I also need to get all of these blocks out of here. They're taking up too much space. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Get a little bit more light down here. I think just 2 blocks over to the left side, and 1 campfire and 1 trapdoor. I have some of the spruce going off to the left side, and I think we need a new deep slate wall coming out 1 block away from this acacia trapdoor, so let's start right here. It's possible we make a door through this, but we'll find out in a moment. Since there's only 1 camera angle of this build, I can kind of do a little bit of freestyling on the back walls. That also means I could do a little bit of freestyling with some of the doors that we can or cannot see. Like there could be something right here, and if I want to make it, let's certainly do that. I'm going to put a wall over on the left side as well. Now we're getting into the smaller details of the build. We go up 2 blocks back here, then we will build up with the lightning rods. We gotta go, hold on a second, I need to get this one upright. Slap one right there, then we can take it out, boom. This is a pretty tall ceiling based off of the photo. We need to get 2 more lightning rods before we get another waxed cut copper. We slap you in, then we will take this out. We need to get another cut copper right here, and we will get more lightning rods to connect those up. Same thing over on this side. We'll take these out real quick, and we'll have this hooked up with more lightning rods. And then in the back, we need to turn this into more deep slate. These lightning rods do need to be waxed. I need to go get some honeycombs from back home. We've got plenty of bees giving us honey back here. Oh, and by the way, recently on a stream, I did add some new fishing boats to the world. Let me know what you guys think of these. I have a mangrove one at the starter house. This thing is looking pretty neat. It's pretty simple, and I did add some of the other types of boats over here. We have spruce and jungle in contrast with that mangrove. I think over in Crystal Cove, I'm going to start building some birch, oak, and pale oak boats. They're not too big. They give us a little bit of extra detail in the lake. This lake was looking a little bit empty. I can't believe it took me this long to build some boats here in the first place. These things are looking pretty nice. I felt like I had to throw one at the edge of Cobblecrest to make it feel like I'm getting deliveries via the boat. Also, if you look down here next to the chains, we do have it hooked up to some raw copper blocks. I just figured that way it looks like it's actually fishing while it's docked up here. But enough distractions, it's time to head down to the basement to get that honey. We have about 40 bees down here doing quite a bit of work, so I have basically unlimited honeycombs right now. Slap some honey down on these. Look at all of those particles. And then actually this cut copper in the corner, this needs to oxidize a little bit, so we'll unwax that. And I'm just now realizing that I might need to get some scaffolding down here with me to help me take back some of this ceiling. Oh, and perfect. It looks like it already oxidized a little bit. Now we can wax it. We gotta make sure we have every detail right. Time to do some real work up here. We gotta get rid of these last few layers up here. After this, the room's gonna be over a dozen blocks tall. Okie dokie, that is a lot more room. Get the scaffolding out of the way, then we can move back up with some more detailing. I did not realize that I needed to bring the copper grates up even further, and some of these are not looking like they are waxed, so I gotta get here. Yep, all these need to be waxed. Then I just need a stair right there and right there, bring that across, and the entrance is done. Bring that up to the ceiling all the way now, and we'll bring the deep slate bricks over. Now we're gonna lay these guys down. We got 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3 of the bricks. We have 3 shelves. Then we have 2 barrels, a chiseled bookshelf with some books right here. Purple book is last, and now we need to get some copper tools and some copper armor to put in these shelves. The back corner of the photo does look a little blurry when you try to zoom in. It's hard to tell which items are in the back, but I'm gonna start with a hoe and some boots. We'll have to make these. I've never actually crafted a copper hoe before, but we'll put this in the corner. Pretty sure the boots are gonna fit right here. We can actually put that right there. We'll get some copper ingots over. I only need to put 1 in. It will put your entire stack in if you left click right there. You need to left click it back and then take 1 and put it there instead. But I am gonna move the golden carrot over. It does look like there is a golden carrot there and then a copper nugget. I'll get a honeycomb. It does look like the copper torch is right there. It is kind of hard to tell, but I think I see a copper lantern and even a copper trap door. So this actually wouldn't go to the ceiling. I would put a stair right there on each side. And the back we will slowly start to take out to do a little bit of texturing with some of the deep slate in the wall. We can take a few blocks out on this side as well and get them replaced. We even have those cracked blocks. Where are they at? Right here. Cracked deep slate bricks. Let's get these worked in. These are going to make the walls look very nice. We do basically have this whole front section taken care of. I do see a copper chain with the lantern under it. Looks like there's some copper piping. And behind that, where the copper golem is running in through with that redstone, it does look like there's some of the tinted glass with blast furnaces. So that's going to be pretty much where the door starts. Will be right here. Let's move up about 4 blocks. And this will be good right here. It goes tinted glass, blast furnace in the middle, tinted glass on the way up, and then we should move it over even further to make it 3 blocks wide. There we go. Let's get boom and boom. And we'll start to move some blocks back behind the wall. It does appear from the photo that the tinted glass goes all the way down, and this is even open below the spruce. Move this side down, and we'll get the spruce into this back hallway. Alright, now we can start working on the other copper piping in this area. Let's go up 2, and then it's 1 furnace surrounded by some copper trapdoors, and we're going to have to get these waxed. Then we go 2 more into a furnace, into a block of copper, then into the stairs. The top furnaces are going to get some acacia trapdoors around them, and we need to go right here. We'll move the copper lantern down here with a copper chain and a lightning rod. We gotta get this thing waxed up at the ceiling. We have built plenty with these walls. Now we can start moving forward. I think I'd like to wrap this around about 3 blocks to the left. We're going to bring this wall over, and we're also going to bring this layer up by 1 block. Up on this level, I wanted to get some redstone blocks with some trapdoors up there. These need to oxidize. Well, actually, I think it's only the trapdoors that need to be oxidized. Everything else we can wax. This guy's gonna oxidize, this guy can be waxed. Bring this wall out by 1, then we can continue upward. We also need some shelves right here. We need to add in all of the copper items. It goes shovel. Oh, whoa, it just took all of them. I forgot the redstone was hooked up. Hold on, let's get this poppy in here real quick. Then I can take this back. Then I would take out the chest, and now let's try it. Okay, wait, it doesn't do the shovel. What if I take that back and go over here? Oh, that's very strange. What if I move it all down to the end of the inventory and go boom? There we go. Then we just need to add some chests right here. And as you can see, we are at the wall, which means I need to go back even further, maybe to create enough room for 2 more chests. Alright, in the reveal, I went a little bit farther than I thought I was going to. I went over 2 chests, and then I decided to duplicate it on this side. I thought that would look pretty good. Let's get these trapdoors flipped up. And we need a little bit of lighting, so I think we need to put that right about there before we get the copper piping out. Looks like from the picture there's a deco pot right there, and we have one more flower pot with a poppy. This is looking great. I might get some lighting up in this wall. You can't see that in the picture, so I can freestyle right there, as well as on this giant back wall. We still have this open space right here, but it's almost closed up. While I am looking at the back corner, I want to take out this torch. Let's get ourselves a copper lantern right there. I have a bunch of random items on me we can throw in. Okay, well, there we go. Except, wait a second, I want my food back. I will throw this in. That is much better. Still following the picture, I think we need to get this right here. We'll go boom, then we'll get both of these waxed. Okay, never mind, they already are waxed. That's perfect. Let's get this guy. That will oxidize, and 1 deep slate brick stair. You know what? Upon further inspection, we need to move this whole thing down by 1 block to make room for the weather coppered grate. Let's go there. Move this down. That needs to be waxed as well. Then we go 1, 2, 3. Then we got boom, boom, boom. We can get a trapdoor right there and right there. What a wonderful feeling this is. We're getting the copper chest that is front and center of the launch screen. A lot of these guys are going to try walking over here. I only really want one of them over here, so I'm going to maybe have to make some more room out here. Single file now. This is hilarious. They're all just going one by one. But I did actually just realize there's a small detail I forgot. We are going to hang some copper chains all the way over there, and we're going to let those oxidize. And now we've just created a cluster over in the corner. We need to make some small back rooms that you can't see on the screen. We can customize these pretty much however we want, and there's more prismarine that we just ran into, which means we are taking a left turn. I got a little carried away again, but all of these guys, for the most part, are out of this area. I'm going to block most of them in here for the thumbnail if I want to get it exactly right, but we have a bunch of room back here, downstairs and upstairs. I'm going to continue creating more space for these guys. Let's get some bookshelves in, and we'll get a copper chest, an exposed copper chest. We'll get these waxed. I don't need any more torches down back here. We have plenty of lanterns. Get some extra decorative blocks down here. Boy, this is now the loudest corner in this build. And you know what? We can get some books in the chiseled bookshelf. Then I want to go downstairs, get a little bit decorated down here. Let's get that in the corner. We'll get some barrels next to it. And you know what? Let's get some barrels over here. We gotta get this guy out the way. Okay, you're gonna have to move. I know you want a sword, but you're gonna have to move. I'm gonna lay some extra chains back here so that they can oxidize. This place is kind of looking like a functioning factory now. We got copper golems all over the place. I kind of want to use a little bit more lighting up here, so let's jump up. I'm using chest as scaffolding right now. Let's go 1, 2, and then we'll get that down. We'll get all of these waxed. Have some other chains hanging back here as well. I get one right there. We get a lantern. Get those 2 waxed. Okay, this is nice. Now the ceiling isn't going to look so dark. Now we can jump over to this side. We have a couple more items to throw in. I think we need the lightning rods. These are going to go up into a lever. We'll paste that down. Boom. I think these 2 double chests that are in the photo actually go right in front of the lightning rods. This always caught my eye on the launch screen, though. If you look at the bottom right, the lightning rods are behind the chest. Well, let's get these stairs moving back just a little bit. I think we can... Oh, hold on. We have to change that. I think we can move this wall back a little bit. And we'll get these stairs right back up at the top. I haven't left that cave in a couple of hours, so it feels good to go back home for something. I need the dyes. If you look at that picture, I need some purple. I need 1 red. And I think the other one was a pink. Yep, okay, I see the pink next to the poppy, then we have the red, and then that one that's kind of hidden behind the deep slate brick, I think that's a purple. Also up at the top, you do see some copper, barely, so I believe that would be some of this copper piping that you see in the top. First things first, let's get some light in, then we'll get the poppy behind the deep slate stair. Now here come the bookshelves. We'll get those in there. I think we need to go 1, 2, and we're going to get a copper grate on the middle. Slap that right there, get it waxed, then we can get the books in. The picture barely cuts off right here, so I'm just gonna randomly guess that there's only one missing book. This bookshelf, though, gets covered by a shelf, and that is where we are going to put the die. You know, I say this every time I interact with the dies now since 1.21.9 came out, but the die texture just looks so cool. I love these icons, and they look pretty cool in the shelves. I do think it's kind of weird that these chests are in front by one block, but you know what? It is what it is. I wonder if it'll look good if I take this out right here. We go boom, boom. Let's get all the chests back with us. Let's go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's just a little bit of a gap. They don't really seem to connect. So we'll just take these back and go with our first choice. Ooh, that's oxidizing a bit though. Hold on. Let's get you back and get all of these waxed. While we have all these bookshelves on me, might as well kind of get them stacked up here. Let's get... Oh, you better get off that. And then we can place the books in. Now for the copper up here, let's just get it going every other 2 blocks. If I can stop falling, that would be cool. Let's get the lightning rods hooked up in between. We are very much in need of some light up here, so let's get that hanging, get that waxed, get all of these waxed. We'll get one more right there to make it a little bit uneven, kind of like how it is up front, and then we'll get the black stone buttons right there. I think what I'm going to do is unwax that and unwax that so they can get a little bit exposed. That way we just have a little bit of extra color on the wall. Looks like we may have gotten everything taken care of from the launch screen, so I just need to get the back walls taken care of, except for right here I do see a small river of the tinted glass on the floor. It looks like it is just leading right from the copper stairs, so we'll get this wrapping around this fire. And you know what? We need to take down the blocks below, so it is just more deep slate. It looks like it was leading all the way over here into an area where there is an armor stand as well. So we'll get all the deep slate down below, get these up here, and the armor stand goes right in the corner. Got all the materials. It looks like the armor stand is facing diagonal, kind of like that. It only has a chest plate and a helmet on it. This place is looking good so far. I have some lighting up in the ceiling and more chains that are going to oxidize just to bring this place to life a little bit more out here. But now I'm thinking that we should bring out this spruce to the backside. That might be the best way to bring it all together. Let's get the stairs back too. Looks like it is at this Y level right here, so let's just bring it out 2 blocks. Want to get another copper stairway leading right up to the spruce level. Let's just bring this out maybe this far for a little bit of a balcony, and then we can bring this back here with a door, and we'll connect it to a back hallway. And also lighting up anything back here that could potentially spawn any mobs. Gotta get more light back here to make sure nothing spawns. Get that waxed. And you know, it might make a little more sense to give these guys a little bit more room back here than just this hallway. So before I finish anything, let's just bring this back a couple blocks. Couple more of the copper wiring going throughout the build. That would look pretty nice in the corner. I'm thinking back here, we just get a copper bulb. We'll get that lit up with a lever, which I brought more of. And if we run all the way out to this side, I think I just took the long way, but we'll go back upstairs. I have more copper bulbs right here, and these would look better if they were lit up. Before I get any more detailing done in the back, I feel like I need to tend to the front a little more. I just realized that not all of these are fully oxidized. Some of these stairs are just weathered. So we could just reverse the oxidation process and get them waxed. But before we do that, it looks like in the photo that these furnaces are actually just blocks of coal. It's something super dark. It's not really those gray patterns. So everywhere that I put a furnace, we're going to have to replace with a block of coal. Honestly, I think that makes it much cooler anyways. It looks like it's very dark on the inside of the copper piping. Brought some more levers with me. We're going to get these hooked up on that side, and we can get it hooked up over here as well. Brought some more levers with me. We're going to get these hooked up on that side, and we can get it hooked up over here as well. I figured we should probably get some of the details all over the backside. Time to add some more copper piping. Oh my god, the thunder, it's so loud! That is absolutely wild. I am sleeping right now. Sorry about your ears, that about blew my eardrums also. I'm going to take some coal on top of that, surround it with the acacia trapdoors. Same thing as earlier, moving up with more of the coal, then we'll do the stairs leading into the wall. Then I want to add more copper wiring in the walls. We'll take that first one out, but we'll move this up. We'll get the lightning rods added in. Below the stairs, I kind of want to add some sort of conveyor belt, so I'm thinking about adding some stone cutters. Behind it, we'll actually take all of these out, trying to see if we can work some campfires in. Okay, that's not that bad. Now it's starting to feel definitely like a factory back here, and let's get some more copper lighting. Got a little bit of extra decoration, and that calls for some more items in the shelves as well. Without the redstone block, it only takes 3 at a time. I was not ready for that. Do need to break into this back area. I'm going to create a small door. Slap some deep slate down. This is an area that I built over to that I didn't think I was going to use, but now we are. I think I'm running out of space. All of these copper golems are kind of congregating in one area when they could be a little more spread out. Still waiting on a lot of these chains to oxidize, so might as well just spend some time getting some more lightning rods in. The more details, the better. I'm not going to overload this. I'm going to try to keep the same type of details that they were putting in the launch screen. Couple of deco pots never hurt nobody. I want to get more of that tinted glass from the front area, kind of snaking around the backside too. At first I thought this detail was a little strange, but it turns out I think it's pretty cool. Let's get this wrapped all the way back here. Something different I do want to add though is a little bit of storage up here for some of the copper ore that we found. That'll add a little bit of sparkle to the walls. Alright, let's do a little comparison. I think I have everything in place except... oh wait, there's a chain hanging right in front. Okay, we're gonna try something different. I'm gonna hang some storage here with some of the cobblestone slabs. We'll bring this down with some chains that are gonna oxidize. Then I'm going to put a chain right here, and that is much better. Actually, I think it'd look pretty cool if we ended up putting the copper ore up here in the storage. Okay, so now let's see if we ended up doing this right. Quick little comparison, and I don't think we did too bad. It's hard to get it 1 for 1, but I think we got it as close as we could. Man, this is awesome, though. We finally have all of the details in here. This place is alive. Looks like I forgot to wax these back copper piping. But if we go through here... oh, wait, hold on. That's way too oxidized. Oh, man, I'm going to have a little bit of correction to do back here. Let's take this back one. Wait, hold on. Boom, and boom. I was about to give a tour of this place, and I'm not ready whatsoever. I don't even have acacia trapdoors on this coal. And now that we've seen the close replicas, I'm getting a little bit of extra storage back here. Might as well get a little bit more of the copper ore on the wall. Have no fear, I have returned with the trapdoors, and there we go. Boom and boom. You know what, before we give that tour, let's get a little bit more of the lightning rod piping. This place is absolutely bumping with all of these copper golems, though. We have a back area for me to sleep. We have stairs that wind all the way down into another base down here. And this actually pops into the main room. But if we pop back this way, instead of taking a left into that area where I can sleep, we can go up these stairs into another room where all these guys are going to keep sorting. Then this one pops out into a pile of the copper ore, and we are back into the main room. So it's not that large. You can go back down to the left side, and this is the only other space that you can get to. I really like what we've done with the place. I love how the factory just feels alive with all of these guys sorting through the chests. And I feel like we did a pretty good job getting it as close as we could to the launch screen. It's so nice to finally have this build done and finally have a home for all of these copper golems. For so long, they've been chilling in a tiny little cave over here under Copper Landing. But now when we're flying around the castle, we have a place to go in the back of the courtyard. And when we pop through the door, it is glorious. We have about 20 copper golems in here right now, and if you want yourself named after a copper golem, it's certainly possible. All you have to do is join the Twitch streams and chill for a little bit. And that is twitch.tv/WaxFraud if you want to join anytime. Also, join the Discord. It's discord.gg/WaxFraud. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. I know it's a little bit shorter than we usually do, but I have a large project planned for the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support in this series. And you guys remember to take care of yourselves as always and do something nice for somebody if you can. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I will see you guys on the next episode. Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. The Mounts of Mayhem update is out. 1.21.11 has just been released, and we updated our hardcore world. Which means we can craft a spear, and we can get it enchanted with the new lunge enchantment. Hopefully today we can find a zombie horse and the camel husk. Those things are cool. But most importantly, today we are going to be building a Nautilus sanctuary. There's also zombie Nautilus that are going to be spawning here with the drowned on top, and those are going to be wielding tridents. So many of these guys, get out of here. I'm out here trying to find a Nautilus shell, but I think maybe next to the Guardian farm, the spawn rates might be a little lower since there's so many Guardians spawning. Looks like one spawned right next to the Guardian farm, right here. Look at this guy! Zombie, ouch, get away from the Nautilus. Okay, so we need to go get some armor for this guy and some pufferfish so that we can tame him. Maybe first we should go make a spear. Let's get a diamond spear made so that we can turn it into a netherite spear. Then we need to head to the library to get some enchants. Oh, this polar bear sanctuary is looking crazy cool at night. I forgot about this. We just spent so long in the cave. And you know what? Maybe I should fly on over to Copper Landing real quick to show you the new Copper Golem Sanctuary. Before we get started exploring all the 1.21.11 update features, we will go ahead and just show everything that happened in the last episode. So this right here is my Copper Golem Sanctuary. They are running around everywhere in this build. There's not a single room that doesn't have a Copper Golem. Seems like we have a traffic jam, and you can go all the way throughout. We have copper piping and copper golems everywhere. All throughout the build, items are pretending to be sorted. There's actually nothing in here. They just keep opening and closing chests without anything in their hands. But if that's what makes them happy, then that's totally fine with me. But I'm pretty happy the way this build turned out, and thank you guys for watching the last episode if you did. It's going to be pretty nice going back to the ocean to get a build done. The Guardian farm was fun, the pirate ship for the Fisherman Trading Hall was pretty fun, even this turtle sanctuary right here was pretty cool. I love building on the water. And the Nautilus, they deserve a home, so we gotta get them all in there. But first things first, let's grab a diamond. I don't have any sticks. That's actually kind of wild. I should have like at least a couple stacks of sticks on me at all times. I'm going into my Pumpkinhead prison that I'm building, and by the way, this is a new building that you haven't really seen in this series because I started building it live on stream. But yeah, this is going to be Pumpkinhead prison. This is where all of the Pumpkinhead mobs that spawn on Halloween are going to go. I have one all the way out there trapped in some cobblestone, and I have two more out there as well. There is one in my Hall of Appreciation. I have 4 of them to move in here. And there's quite a bit of space. I will show the progress of this as time goes on. I will be doing more streams from this building. And thanks for showing up to the live streams on YouTube and on Twitch. On Twitch, it is twitch.tv/WaxFraud, and on YouTube, you're already there. But yeah, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. So using the wood at this build, I was able to get some sticks to now have my very own diamond spear. This thing is awesome. I gotta get the lunge enchant on this. I cannot wait to start doing some damage. You know what? Maybe we should put it in the enchantment table first. I wonder if we can save ourselves some points. Let's see, do we have lunge? Well, we could try to get it from a villager as well, but sometimes that takes a while. Both of these could take a while. The spear in hand looks amazing. Oh, I'm grabbing netherite. Look at that. Oh, I forgot about the netherite horse armor. We do have some Nautilus armor as well. It'd be cool to get some netherite Nautilus armor. Let's get upstairs real quick. What's going on, Rocks? Slap you in. We got boom and boom. Oh, look at that. Also the spear. We're going to get this guy in. As soon as I find that Nautilus armor, it is getting upgraded, and I hear the rain. Of course it's raining. It is always raining. We still have 2 horses where Paul and Pablo used to live, and I'm gonna get you hooked up. Look, wait, hold on. I don't think I ever tamed this guy. Hold on, buddy. You need to be tamed. That is absolutely hilarious. We got this guy in episode 1 and have never tamed him. Ooh, I think I just saw hearts, and now we can put some netherite horse armor on you. Look at that. Does this guy need to be tamed? Okay, yep, and I'm stuck in the roof. This guy needs to get down. There we go. Okay, let's get you tamed as well. Dude, you gotta get off the dripstone. You're gonna... Okay, and I'm through the roof. This is not supposed to be happening. Now that I'm thinking about it, I never put a copper horse armor on any horse. Let's see what that looks like. That looks amazing. Alright, now we're gonna head back to Cobblecrest, where for some reason we have 30 iron golems. Why are there so many here? We do not need this many iron golems. Now we have a good excuse to start using Bowie. Oh, this guy really wants the smoke. Oh, they both want the smoke. Get out of here. You too, buddy. It's like every day we get a new iron golem. We don't need this many. Oh, another one's coming up. If any of them try to get on this roof, they are going down. I have a spear and I'm not afraid to use it. We do have a librarian right here. Yes, we do. What do you got? I'm thinking we just need to get this guy cornered. As soon as he gets away from all these other villagers and by himself, we can get the lunge enchant locked and loaded. Just slowly following this guy to his bed. And of course he went in here. Alright, get out of this. I'm gonna block you from going to sleep. Nope, nope, nope. Get out of bed, sir. Get out of bed. There we go. No one's going to bed here. How are you doing that? No, what? I'm gonna take this out, and then where are you gonna go now? What if I block you in right here, and also right here? Somehow this guy is halfway in the wall, but he is good to go. Let's get you right there. Okay. Now, hopefully, sooner than later, we can get the lunge, and that is not his lectern. Yet, we do have a couple other lecterns. Let's replace these, and maybe that guy will change his job. Oh, and these guys are trapped. I can get them on out of here. There you go. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Wait, he can't get out? Alright, you're stuck. Stay there, and let me do this. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna put that there, and there we go. Now, let me move the lectern one more time. Hold on, just take your job. Sometimes these librarians are just downright annoying. I'm gonna see if I can trap another one. Like this guy right here, who is a mason. You want to be a librarian? There you go. So now let's just trap you in. We'll go boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna take this down, and we're gonna do this until we can get lunge. No way another one just fell in here. Dude, come on. How is that even possible? Okay, so I'm gonna break this barely. Alright, you can get out. Get on out. Okay, now we're back to normal. That is just silk touch. We're gonna keep going until we can get it done. So this is crazy. Only about 20 tries and we got lunge 3. Not even 1 or 2 had passed through the system. Only lunge 3. Pretty lucky too. I thought it was going to take at least like a half hour, you know? Sometimes it takes a while to get some enchants. I'm just going to buy as many bookshelves as I can. We got to get this guy zombified. And move him over to the library. I made enough space in here for librarians to be added for a very long time. So the last few that we have were Density 5 and Breach 4. And then it took me forever, days, to get Loyalty 3 and Fire Protection 4. All of the sections on the bottom floor are 100% filled up. No vacancies down here. So we have to move up to the second floor. And this one in the corner is going to be the next spot. Mendington's still in his spot. That is great. And of course it's raining again. It is always raining. We need to get this guy sent over to the library via some minecarts, so let's get that set up right now. And it's raining again. It is always raining. Let's get this guy sent over via some minecart tracks. It should only take about like 2, maybe 3 stacks of dirt to get over there. I wonder what enchantments are going to end up coming out of these next couple updates. I bet we have a few more within the next few years. I always thought it would be pretty cool if there's an enchantment for weapons to where if you hit a mob, it becomes your ally. Kind of like the axolotl effect, but with almost any mob. Let's fix this back area up real quick and add in all of the deep slate. Deep slate bricks on the side and the deep slate tiles on the floor. One more row of the deep slate bricks, and we'll get some chiseled deep slate on the wall. I'm going to make a temporary wall right back here so the villager can stop. And now it's time to set up the trail for this guy to get into the library itself. I want to make sure to get a trap door right here so that the villager cannot escape, and we should get this area named. It's so cool to see new enchantments get added to the game, and we'll get a glow squid sauce right there. It's about time we get this guy sent out. Hold on, let's see about getting the minecart right here, and let's get you out of the corner. Or I can just take the flower away, put the minecart right here. Let's take that out. We'll go boom. He's now. Oh, geez. Okay, I think he's okay. He was getting a little bit hurt. Wait, hold on. How? Oh, he's stuck. Seems like I forgot one redstone torch, and nope, you go that way. See you later. Hope you have a good life in the library. I love how these lightning rods ended up oxidizing on this side. It used to be orange, but now I really like this contrast. Let's see, they are in place. Okay, perfect. We'll slap the lectern in, and we can take the minecart out, and... Oh, geez, I'm sorry, dude. Did not mean to smack you, and the prices are up. I'm pretty sure I have every book that you can add to the spear, so I'm gonna get this started here, maybe just by adding all of them together, but we have looting, lunge, unbreaking, sharpness, mending, knockback, and fire aspect. But first things first, we're gonna name our spear Brittany. This might just be the best name for all spears. Let's start combining these books and make the ultimate book. And there goes the anvil. And there goes the other anvil. Didn't realize how much I had been using these. Ooh, these are starting to get expensive. That was 11. This is 20 points. Okay, and this is 33 points. Okay, what is this if we add the spear right here? It's too expensive. You've got to be kidding me. That is too expensive. I guess we have a book in our hands that is just way too powerful to be added to any weapon. That's kind of crazy. I wish they wouldn't allow that to even happen. I have to go back around and get all of the books again. Okay, let's try this again, but one at a time. So we can add lunge, sharpness 5, unbreaking and mending, and it only costs 16. So let's add looting to this book. That's 9, that's still 9. Now it's gonna cost 26. I don't know if we should add another one. So let's just make Brittany right now. Okay, that's fully enchanted. Then, okay, 19 for one more book. You know what? Let's just do it. What happens if I try to put knockback on it? How expensive is that? 33. You know what? I think we should do it. Boom. That's funny. This is all the same exact enchantments I was putting on the book, but I had to add them individually. And that just took almost 200 levels to do. But now we have the ultimate weapon, the spear, the netherite spear that is in our hand. Oh my god, you look so terrifying pointing this thing around in the sky. I'm about to go look for some nautilus shells, but I figured, you know, let's just play around with the spear for a moment. There's gonna be a zombie spawning at some point, and yep, we got creepers, we got skeletons, we got everything. Let's get this guy right here. You are gone. Oh, dude, that is awesome. What about this guy right here? You're gone. Look at this guy. He's trying to joust? You're done. Oh my god! Get out of here! I forgot the zombies will spawn with the spears. I'm looking for a zombie horse at some point. That would be pretty cool to see. We'll just get lucky enough one day to see one, hopefully in this episode. It's the piglins that I'm a little worried. Oh geez, there's a skeleton trying to shoot at me, but it's the piglins that I'm a little worried about. Those things are going to be dangerous in the nether. Now it's time to fly out, and let's get to some uncharted lands. I need to fly out far enough to find some brand new shipwrecks so that I can find some of this nautilus armor. I haven't traveled too far this direction, so we should be hitting it any time now. And no way, there's 3 nautilus right here. That's pretty cool. Love all these updates, man. The nautilus is beautiful. These wildflowers are beautiful. This is just amazing. Looking for a shipwreck. Any type of shipwreck, please. Whoa, this is some crazy terrain generation out here. This is one of the craziest little lush caves that I have ever seen. I wonder if I can get this spore blossom. I think I smacked it out, and it's down here. Yep, there it is. Let's go. Oh, nice. A little geode right here. Oh, there's a skeleton in the back. You can't get me, buddy. I'm swimming. You are not. All right, let's find a shipwreck, please. Ooh, there's one right there. And we have lava flowing right here. This is still one of the best parts of loading in a new area, when you have lava flowing from a fresh block. Hopefully there is a treasure map in here that will lead us to a buried chest that will give us some of the armor. Oh wait, there's already armor in here. I got gold nautilus armor. Let's go. Look at this wall. This is some crazy terrain generation. Oh my god. It's almost like an amplified world, which this most certainly is not. We got mountains all the way up here. This is a crazy cliff. This just drops off like 150 blocks at least. Would you just look at that? This area would have been fun to build in, and we have a nice looking little village back here. You know what? I think I've been here before when I was looking for the 1.15 animals. I think this is the area that I found. It looks very familiar because this is very unforgettable. This looks amazing. There's a Nautilus floating around, and I think I just saw a shipwreck. Yep, right here. Possible I've already been here before, because I've been close by, but nope, never mind. I'll take the chest, but I'm gonna leave the feathers, and I don't need the iron. Head back here. Do we got more Nautilus armor? We do not. Let's see where this treasure is, though. It looks like I need to go a little bit this way. Alright, we're loading in, and oh, we are getting very close. Looks like it's right on the other side of this little hill. Oh no, don't tell me I've been here before. Yep, I have been here before. Well, I will see this later. Sun is setting, and this is a crazy little area right here. It looks like a sunken... Oh no, it's a zombie Nautilus. Okay, hold on a second. Jeez, you're hitting your own guy there, buddy. I'm wondering if I can just use Bowie real quick. No. Don't be trying to hit me, buddy. Hold on. Oh my god. Got him. The Nautilus, look at this guy. Okay, this is one of the coolest new mobs in the game for sure. What are you doing back here? I don't have a saddle with me, otherwise I would have been able to get this guy rideable, but I kind of want to tame this guy. If I could find a pufferfish, that'd be cool. I've been swimming around. I don't see any pufferfish around here, so I don't think I can tame this guy. I've been swimming around for a little bit. I do not see any pufferfish. We have some tropical fish, but no pufferfish whatsoever, so I might not be able to get this guy. Have I been to this one before? It looks like there's not a chest up there, and I blocked off this... Yep, I've definitely been here before. Let's continue on home. Holding the spear just makes me feel more aerodynamic. I'm coming for you, buddy, and you're gone. Oh, no way. Wait, this is a zombie horse right here? I think it is. Oh, that is awesome. Hold on, I want to see if I can maybe keep this zombie horse. I'm going to let this guy follow me. I'm right here, dude. I'm right here. Keep following me. Yep, I'm right here. Oh, this thing is so cool. And I'm pretty sure that if I can get a saddle on this guy, then he will not burn in the daylight. Is he faster than me? Oh, wait, he might be catching up. These guys are... Oh, this would be so scary if I didn't have elytra. Keep following me. I need to get some saddles. We're going this way. I need to get around Cobble Crest somehow so this guy can avoid all of the iron golems that escaped. We should still have plenty of time, though. Okay, I think we're close enough to the starter house. Can I not? I don't want to hit the horse. Ow! I do not want to hit the horse. I only want to hit the zombie. Can he get me from there? And, hey, stop moving. Stop moving so fast. Get off the horse. I need this guy real... Hey! Oh, I almost hit the horse. Hold on. He's gone. Okay, the horse is now passive. No, he's burning! No! Okay, okay, wait. No, don't... No, stay here. No, stop running! Stop running! Hold on. Can I get a saddle? Can I get a saddle real fast? Coming back as fast as I can. Oh no, he's gone. That was absolutely tragic. We'll find another one, and we will always have saddles on us. Something I gotta do real quick before we start building those, head to the goal board. There's a couple things I need to update. I'm gonna add 2 more signs just to get this thing up and running, and I have birch instead of oak so that we know that these are the 2 new ones and the oak are the old ones. But I have a few new things I want to do. I want to do a giant horse stable. We're gonna get those zombie horses, all of the variants, and we will make an auto sheep shearing wool farm. I just replaced the polar bear sanctuary with this one since we got that done recently, and the Nautilus home, we will take that one out at the end of this episode. I'm gonna go out to the ocean, right past Roger down here, and I might end up using Roger for a little bit of this build. What's going on, Roger? But we'll slip past him and head to the ocean where the Nautilus sanctuary is going to be. I don't know if I'm gonna build it this close to the Fisherman Trading Hall. But we do have some Nautilus right here. I wonder, can I throw a saddle on this guy without taming him? I cannot. It won't let me. All right, I'm going back home real quick. I gotta see how much pufferfish I have. Back in the corner. What do we got? 4 pufferfish? Okay. I'm gonna have to take a couple of these buckets out. All of the pufferfish I've got is pretty much just from trading with the Wandering Trader. I don't live next to any warm ocean, so I don't see pufferfish often. Let's take a couple of these guys out real quick. Hey, back up, back up, back up, back up. What? You can't get the spear? You can't? What? How is that not working? Okay, so the spear does not work on the pufferfish. I had found that out by accident today. But the sword works fine. I'm gonna try to get at least a dozen so we can tame 1 Nautilus. Just 1 Nautilus. Alright, I got 17 of them. This should be enough unless we got a greedy Nautilus out here. I don't think these two would still be here. Oh, never mind. There is one right here. All right, come on. We can tame you now. Hey, I see some hearts. Okay, so now I can put on the saddle, I believe. Let's go! We're riding a Nautilus, breathing underwater, going pretty quickly underwater, too. Hold on, I can add armor to this guy. Yes! Oh, he's got the gold armor. He's looking good. We have another Nautilus right... Whoa! Did I just zoot real quick? That was crazy. I did! Oh, that is nuts. Okay, so we'll let this guy roll around. Hold on, I want to catch another one. Yeah, alright, hold on. Is that... Yes! We have 3 Nautilus. And they just made a baby Nautilus right here. Look at that! Oh, this is awesome. I can't wait to one day find diamond Nautilus armor so that we can get netherite Nautilus armor. It's time for me to start making a home for you guys. You can swim around next to the Fisherman Trading Hall, and I think what I'm gonna do is search around in the area behind the Guardian Farm. I think building something right out here would work pretty well. It's a nice wide open space. We got a Mega Taiga off to one side, we got a big glacier off to the other. This seems like a nice place to build. Back at the auto sorting system real quick, I'm choosing the blocks that I want to use. I'm going to get a row of the cracked stone bricks. We're going to use stone bricks, of course, and then some regular stone. Slap that in there, and then we will also be using the mossy stone bricks. I think this might be a good time to also throw in some chiseled stone bricks, but we'll see what looks good. Got a decent starting point. I think we're going to have to make a circle that's about, I don't know, like 150 blocks all the way across. Maybe down to 130, 140. You know, I was thinking beyond the Guardian Farm is a little bit too far. I kind of want to build a tad bit closer. Still far away from the starter area over here, but a little bit closer than beyond the Guardian Farm is all I want. And there is a big body of water right here that we could build in. We could even landscape the beach back a bit if we build too far, but I could also use this island as a nice little home base. And I believe that is exactly what I'm gonna do. So let's lay down our materials. Get down our ender chest, get down our home shulker boxes, and we now have a home for the next week. Just need to see real quick, where is the center? If we fly straight up, we're kind of already in the center. We're gonna take the chiseled stone bricks real fast, build out 70 blocks in each direction. This circle that we are making is enormous, and we only have a few blocks left to place. Going out 4, then we go out 6. We move out 7 blocks, and that should bring us back to the center. Then, one by one, we just need to bring all of these blocks up. I'm going to use them in random order and build it kind of like how I built Copper Landing. There's going to be quite a few squid that are spawning in this farm, but we've had a couple Nautilus that I've seen here too. Technically, we are in a cold ocean biome, so the Nautilus will spawn here frequently. I absolutely love building circles like this. You just pick your block palette, and you can randomize it on your way up. Then after a little bit, it's not looking too bad. I do have an idea to make a bridge that reaches this area, so the wall being a little taller than that land over there, that would be great, but that's just the idea for now. First, we really got to get it together, hunker down, and get this dome built. First, it'll be these stone walls, and I haven't decided which block I want to wrap around the outside, but then we'll have to use a bunch of glass, maybe a few shulker boxes filled with glass. And all of that is going to be used to make a giant dome at the top so that we can see the sunlight poking through. The wall doesn't look too bad at all. It's going up about 13 blocks into the sky. I'm raising it up just one more, just in case. I want to give myself plenty of room to get some decorations on the side. So I'm at the Mason Trading Hall real quick. Got a stack of emerald blocks. Gonna sell them all real quick. Just need a little bit extra quartz. I already have a bunch in storage, but we might as well get more. Kind of always just looking for an excuse to come back to this trading hall, though. I find myself here quite often. Before we get any of that quartz in, though, I think we need to get a nice little layer of polished deep slate around the side. I'm actually going to bring this out 2 layers instead of 1. We got to make sure to get this all lit up, otherwise creepers will spawn here. Alright, now let's start working in the door. We have the middle right here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will go every 7th block with the pillar up. Just gotta make sure to leave at least 5 in between for a large gate. And so that we can make at least 3x3 windows on the walls. I counted 5 blocks up, and now we are just wrapping around with the quartz brick. We'll get these hooked up to the pillars on each side, but we won't put them in the middle. Then we need to get this thing lit up a little bit. We are not letting any creepers spawn up here as well. We don't need any surprises dropping down on us. Well, it's not lit up anymore, and we got stuff spawning up here. Luckily, we have the spear, which is definitely the newest, greatest weapon in the game. I took all the torches out, because up here I wanted to put a layer of bricks, I think maybe about 3, maybe 4 blocks tall. Pretty much every enemy that I see I've been spearing. This is awesome. Greatest new weapon. I just can't believe it's added. What do you guys think of the spear, though? I think it's awesome. I love how it allows you to have a little bit more distance between you and the enemy. Let's see, maybe bring the quartz up just 1 more block. Along with all this stone, I think the quartz and the brick are going to be great because those are actually the colors of the Nautilus itself. Like that guy right down there, looks like if you built a giant Nautilus, it could be built out of quartz and brick. I think it does have a slightly more orange color than the brick, but no biggie. Alright, this is not too bad so far. Let's get a little bit more detail in the quartz. First things first, let's get this pillar moved forward. Get some stairs on the bottom, get some pale oak shelves in between those. Then we'll move up 1 layer to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let's get an upside down stair right there and there. We'll just connect that with a pale oak trapdoor, and okay, not too bad so far. Now we're making the gate for the center area here. I think we will take out these trapdoors and flip them backwards so that the hinges are touching the wall. This means we can officially open up the sanctuary door. It is looking beautiful. We have a lot of work to do in here, but we're gonna get it done. I really like this start. Let's get some slabbage on the side. We'll move up like this to create a smaller roof. I think I'm going to replicate exactly what I just did, and we'll go up about 4 blocks. This will be a perfect space for a window. Oh, and the phantoms are here. Hold on. I want to have a phantom spear fight. Let's see if we can get these guys all in 1 round. Looks like they're right here. Got them. I am never getting tired of that. Ooh, I'm recording this on Christmas time. I completely forgot that the chests change during Christmas. It is currently Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to everybody. I just came back here to get some deep slate. I think this is going to be good for some of the roof on the side and maybe for a tower. We'll get a shulker box filled up with the deep slate tiles and also the deep slate bricks. You know what? Actually, we're taking some of the cracked variants of both of those too. Now what I'm going to do is get a ring of quartz up top. I'm gonna get some stairs to arch this off, and then I think all we need to do is just get some quartz bricks all the way around 1 more time. Now might be a good time to start incorporating some of the deep slate. Let's try to use all 4 types. Take this brick out here to start the roof, and we'll move up slowly, just 1 block at a time. I'm pretty pumped. This is my first time incorporating all this cracked deep slate into a big build. Before I build this thing up too tall, let's just see what we got. Let's head down into the water, and okay, actually, you know what? This gate does not look too bad. We'll get more windows and details added into the towers, but for right now, I just like this main structure. I do want to light up the top of the ring because I have seen a couple of creepers spawn in the distance. Heading back to the starter house real quick, we need some sea lanterns. I think this is going to look good between a couple of rows of nether bricks. So we'll grab all of these guys. Luckily, we did a little bit of AFKing at the Guardian farm, and we have nether bricks smelting here right now. We'll lay the sea lanterns down first, that way we can just get all the lighting out of the way. Just taking away any possibility of creeper spawning up here. Now the nether brick, I think, is going to be a centralized block with this dome. I'm going to be using it to encase all of the glass. Out of all the builds we've made in this series so far, I think this one is about to use up the most glass by far. Couple thousand glass blocks in, and we're 10 rows up. This is a lot of glass. But soon it'll take a dome shape, and we can wrap it up with some more nether brick. Wow, this is starting to look insane, but I think we have about 1.5 more layers to go. Let's see what we got going on here. And by the way, I do have some nether brick smelting because we're going to have to wrap some rings of nether brick around here. But this dome is massive. I think we need 1 more layer though. The hole at the top is still a little too large, so yeah, let's just move up, and this right here should not be here. I wish I knew exactly how much glass I used in this build. It's gotta be over 3,000 blocks of glass. Let's see what the Wandering Traders got for us today. I could take some lily pads and some tulips. Hold on, bud. Stop trying to swim away. Give me the lily pads. Give me the tulips. Thank you. Sorry, guys. There will be no witnesses to this sale. Get out of here. The llamas are not too happy with me. Sorry, guys. I love this spear. But the dome is looking pretty nice now. I just need to wait for the netherrack to finish smelting. And while it is smelting, we might as well start landscaping in here a bit. Let's start with the grass and move down to the stone. We still have the middle marked down with this crafting table, so we know exactly where to have a center platform. There might not even be stone in the middle. I thought this was stone, but this is actually clay down here, so we might not have to move any stone at all. But if we can get rid of any spawnable block in here and just turn it all into water source block, that would be a-okay with me. And here's the stone. Well, this is definitely a weird feeling in this build right now. It's raining, it feels gloomy, it is a strange vibe. I do love the idea of keeping the center open so that the rain can fall through, though. Let's move this setup. Everything's pretty much smelted anyways. I gotta go real quick. I must get an old friend, someone I haven't seen in a very long time. I think he's right past the Polar Ice Castle. Oh wait, no, he's actually over by Armadilliopolis. And his name is Roger. What's going on, Roger? How you doing, buddy? We are using Roger today to dress the outside with a little bit of nether brick. It might be a little bit easier with his help. It's just gonna take me a couple days to get there. The build is fading in. I love the quartz arches. I might bring the quartz out just a little bit. It's looking a little strange. But as you can see, we did replace the bottom. It was polished deep slate, and now it's mud brick and packed mud. And I think the bottom pops a lot more with the mud brick. We'll build up these deep slate towers as soon as we figure out what's going on with the nether brick. Now here's another time where I will forever thank the Mojang devs for adding the happy gas, making my life so much easier. And while we're using Roger, we might as well get the pale oak shelf under the stairs to make some more arches on the second level. Okay, now finally to wrap everything up with the nether brick, we're just going to go up the middle and go around on all four sides and diagonally. Also, up here, I think it'll look good if we wrap the top ring with some nether brick, as well as a few of the other rings. Right now, it's a little bit difficult to see the dome from far away. The white stained glass is just not very visible, but this will make it easier to spot from far away. Just been moving down the side a bunch of different layers. I think this will just be the second to last. And this one right here would be the final layer that gets the closest to the two that cover the sea lanterns, and I might have to break a little bit of glass to make it smooth all the way around. Instead of having them on the outside right there, I think that would just, I don't know, that'd make it come out a little bit too much, so let's just move it inside, replace a little bit of the glass. Only one way to see how this is looking, and okay, this is nice. I like the rings, I like how all of the nether brick is reaching the center opening. Some of these areas in the build need light pretty bad, so down from the lowest part of the nether brick, I'm gonna get some lanterns hanging like this. There is no build in this series yet that has gone without the wall to fence to chain to lantern action. Spotted a Nautilus, he is tamed. We just need to get him suited up with a saddle and get some armor for him too, but later on we'll move him into the sanctuary, but first we probably should lay down all the tuff and stone that I want in the center. There are a few tasks to take care of before I do that though. You can see I poked a couple of holes in the wall, and I'm going to continue doing that real quick to make more windows. I was on stream messing with a few ideas, and I came up with this right here. So I build up by 5, and I put some stairs in to create a small arch, and then you got yourself a window. We'll build these all the way around. It goes 4 on each of the 8 sides. We'll go boom and boom. We'll get the glowberry lit up so that we can take the torches out too. The dome is looking crazy right now. Oh man. I'm pretty sure I hear another Nautilus. It actually might be in this ravine down here. I know there's a big ravine with a lot of copper that I need to grab. But I swear I hear a Nautilus. Oh, he's right here. Ooh, I wonder if this is the same guy that we tamed or if this is a new one. It is a new one. Well, we got Nautilus everywhere now. This is definitely the coolest new animal in the game. Oh man, I love the design on these. The spiral on the colorful shell with like the pastel orange looks so good. I hear a zombie, probably spawned on the nether brick above me, but I'm gonna get him with the spear. You're done. Not too bad. The sun rays poking through is beautiful. I have a new platform made out of tough bricks. As you can see, this is my new area for all the shulker boxes. Maybe temporary. I might keep it though. I kind of like the look of the tough in here. But what we need to focus on are these windows. These are looking great. And now that I'm focusing on the wall a little bit more, I'm seeing that maybe the contrast between the bricks and the stone is a little bit too harsh. We could fix it by adding a block for a bridge up there. See if we can fly real quick and slap one down. Nice. Okay, so now we can just fly up and land up here, boom, and make our way around. Right now I'm wondering if bubble elevators are going to be the move or if ladders are going to be the move. I really like how this is looking. I think it's wide enough too, a little bit far away from the wall. We could pop open some windows in the brick, but maybe only in this part next to the roof. Maybe that's just a little bit too... Oh, you know what? We could get some brick stairs. Let's see if this changes how it looks dramatically enough. It makes it a smaller window, but adds a little bit more character to the outside. Ooh, I like that. Now there's not so much blank space next to the roof out front. I think most of these platforms are going to be up by one. I don't want any chance of the Nautilus hopping onto the stone, so I'm going to bring everything up a slab or a block, and that means bringing the spruce out this way. Probably going to make the same exact size circle as I just did up top. Just one set of stairs, and we can get moving down the wall. Replace the lanterns with some glow berries on the bottom too. We don't need any lanterns anymore. We are going to walk in. The stone path continues in for just a moment before we reach the spruce balcony. And this goes all the way around twice, adding a little bit of color to the walls, and I like that a lot. It looks great in here right now. I love being slightly above the water. You can see a little bit more of the shimmer, and I can't wait to add the rocks. We just gotta finish detailing the sides though. It looks a little bit plain up there, and we could have some lights hanging, a little bit more wall defense to chain to lantern action. I think starting up here it'd be nice to get a little bit of dark oak worked in, and I don't have any scaffolding, so that's why you see me using trapdoors as scaffolding, but dark oak trapdoors to start. We'll work these all the way around the perimeter. Now below the dark oak trapdoors, let's get some black stone in for some wall defense to chain to lantern action up top. A little bit of black stone in this build should look pretty good. Couple more lanterns on this level. Okay, perfect. Now we are lit up all the way around the top level. Now we just need to think about the bottom level. I don't want to use a slightly different style. Maybe some more glowberries. We could use some end rods. I'm gonna have to use Roger for this one. These walls are a little bit too tall. Let's get up in there. Hopefully there's no skeletons down here that are gonna shoot at us on our way down. I see one over there, and I think we'll be all right. Just gotta safely get Roger inside the dome, and he is in. And we have a phantom on... Nope. Just took a chomp out of my neck. Get over here. Let's just start with something simple. Let's just hang a little bit more glowberry from the corner, let it droop down a little bit until it starts to get a little bit too overgrown, then we'll figure out a way to chop it off. We've got a lot of lanterns in here, so the more natural lighting closer to the water, I feel like the better. I like the lighting right here, and we'll get the railings on the spruce wood eventually, but I'm pretty eager to start working in the water. Most of these blocks are going to be similar to the wall, but a little bit darker. We're going to use a lot of tough and tough brick, and a little bit of mossy cobblestone with regular cobblestone worked in throughout. Bring this down one block below as well. These are going to be like giant stepping stones, and I might, you know what, I might just make it a one large platform, then take some away to make little rivers throughout it. If you guys didn't notice already, this is the exact same color palette that we use throughout the world in the retaining walls. Building up one block tall is great for my peace of mind though, because I don't have to worry about any of the Nautilus jumping up and dying. There will be no Nautilus death on my watch. At least not on purpose. Only took about 1,000,000 blocks, but we finally got a nice big floor. Gonna add in the last couple blocks in this corner. Love being able to just randomize these blocks. It really does end up flowing from up above, and I'll fly up there as soon as I get this filled in. This combination really does work well together though, and the only thing I maybe would have replaced is the cobblestone with the mossy stone bricks. Okay, well there's no more water left, just a walkway out onto a giant stone slab. All 4 of these blocks really do connect well, but I am going to have to take some of them apart as we create some little custom rivers. So what I'm going to do is just break these maybe 2-3 blocks at a time and just kind of move throughout, snake my way towards the middle. We'll have this fork off in each direction, and I'm probably going to get a couple stacks of each of these blocks back right now. As we get to the middle, I think what I'll do is just take these blocks right around the circle out so that the center can be separated. These rivers are going to be long and windy, but the more we take out, the more room that the Nautilus have. We have rivers winding absolutely everywhere, but a couple more blocks I think to take out would be perfect. Most of the gaps in between these little islands are about 3-4 blocks, but I'm trying to make it larger in just a couple of spots. I turned the center platform back into the rest of the block pattern, and I'm spotting a couple other spots right here. Boom. We have Nautilus spawning in the sanctuary already. So we need to maybe move a little bit faster in taking this down so that we can start collecting those guys. I think it'll be a good idea to move the islands down about 3, maybe 4 blocks each. We're going to be dipping down below for a couple of minutes. In order to be able to take out these torches, we're going to get some more natural lighting and use some glow lighting around the sides and actually on the sides themselves. I'm going to start having a couple growing underwater just for a little bit of extra light down below, but I feel like the sea pickles are going to get a lot of the lighting underwater. I don't think anything will be able to spawn here, and I like that a lot. It's a little bit darker on the islands, but it'll be nice when it's all lit up down below. And a block I think would look the best is mud. It's just dark, it looks like it belongs down here, and the sea pickles are going to light it up pretty nicely. Got about 20-30 minutes of listening to all this squelching while we get it placed. Actually, this one looks a little too skinny. Let's take you out. We got a couple things to add. I can get some kelp throughout here. We're definitely going to bone meal this up so we can have some grass. And then we can pop the sea pickles in. I think this will be enough lighting. If not, I can slap some sea lanterns in every now and then. But since we have our sea pickle farm, we have unlimited sea pickles to light this up, and the more the merrier. Also, maybe a couple lily pads every now and then to help me skip across some of the farther away stones. That'd be pretty cool. I don't want to spam them everywhere, though. I want the Nautilus to have a little bit of freedom. I mean, I did give them the biggest dome I possibly could right about now, but, I mean, it still is a dome that they're caged in. So we just gotta make it as homey as possible. Before we get too far, I just wanted to see what we're working with here. Okay, nice. Yeah, the bone mealing of the mud, that makes it pop on the bottom. The sea pickles are lighting up things just fine. Alright, swimming through here is like an underwater jungle, and there's a Nautilus right around the corner. Alright, so I feel like we can start bringing some Nautilus in right after we get a lot of this glow lichen around the sides. Just want to minimize the use of all of these torches. Okay, this is looking pretty sweet right about now. I still have some islands with torches on them because this is taking forever, so I figured we could go up top and get some work done. Just to give myself a little break from the abyss that is this project. I thought this was going to take me 30 minutes. This ended up taking me about 6 hours total. We're getting some end rods to replace the torches on the sides. I'm going to get some pale oak fence on top of diorite walls to get those resting up top. And we'll get this all the way around this bottom area. We don't need to necessarily get them up top because we already have the lanterns. Also, the sea lanterns are up there, and that would just be a little bit too much lighting. And now for the railing. I feel like we can work our way around the corner. So let's get that guy up, move there. We can also move here around the outside. This is going to be a little tricky on the smaller parts, but we'll be able to get it done. I ended up choosing mangrove as a trapdoor because I wanted something that you could see through, and I usually use acacia for that purpose, but I didn't really want too much orange in this build. We do have a lot of hostile mobs spawning on here still, so I think it's about time we get this area lit up. I'm going to put some nether brick spikes on every point where there's a little bit of a joint in between all these nether bricks. How'd this guy shoot an arrow at me from all the way over there? And not only on the joints are we going to put the nether brick walls, I feel like every 2 or 3 blocks around these rings would be a safe bet. We don't need anything spawning up here, that's for sure. Any opportunity I get to use the nether brick fence on top of the nether brick wall, I am taking it. And I decided to use end rods instead of lanterns up here. I don't know, I just feel like that would look a little better from far away. Hey, not too bad. The spikes make it look a lot better in the middle. Probably going to look good down the other rings as well. And now that I'm flying around again, I am realizing that we never really finished these towers. I think it'd be safe to move out with a row of stairs, and these are going to look similar to the polar bear sanctuary as well. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about, these front entrance towers, it just pokes out a tiny bit, and I think it looks pretty good, so we're going to do that with the deep slate. We're going to have to get some built in this huge plains biome right here now that we have the Nautilus Sanctuary all the way out here. Something's got to go in between the rest of the world in this new build. So we'll only use one layer to space out the rest of the stairs that go on top. Then we're moving up with some mangrove wood. I thought the nether brick would look good on these towers, but I just wanted to use a slightly different color of red. I think we need to move up one more block right here. Let's go boom, 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 boom. Move up one more layer. Actually, you know what? Make it even one more before we move up to the top. Roger sounds like he's having a good day. He's been interrupting everything I'm trying to say. Ooh, okay, not too bad. I think we'll move it up one block on the side, and I am debating using some stairs. I kind of like the blockiness of this tower. I do like the way it moves up, but you know what? Let's just get some stairs in. I just got to see what it looks like. You can't knock it until you try it. I think that would mean bringing this tower up by one more block, and then adding stairs again. And that would mean bringing this up by 2 more blocks. Okay, what do we have now? Gotta keep flying out to see. I think, you know what, I kind of liked it earlier the way it looked. Looks a little goofy now that we added the stairs and the extra blocks. I might have to use Roger for this next part. I'm trying to get some light down the side. I wish I could just put a snowball on a stick to make this guy move a teensy bit faster. So let's pop in down here. Just want to add some simple lights, and I might just do a couple rows of 3. So let's take this out. I'm going to pop back 1 block, then we can add the copper bars, and these are going to oxidize. Then I'm going to keep doing the same thing. I'm spacing them out by 2 blocks, and we should have plenty of light. Seems an unfortunate event has occurred. A wandering trader has spawned inside the sanctuary. There's no way for him to get out. And I'm going to take some tulips. I'll take some cornflowers, thank you. You know what? I'll take the dyes, too. Also, buddy, you're going to have to fork over that potion of invisibility. That is mine. Gotta get everything out of here. Yep, couple torches. Oh, man. Get out. And nope, you get out too. That lunge absolutely rocks. I need to get this place lit up. I'm going to use some more diorite, some pale oak, and some end rods. And I am going to take out all the blocks that the Endermen bring down here as well. Don't know why they insist on decorating. I keep asking them not to. Let's get all the torches out of here and get it replaced with some better looking lighting. Copper bars are starting to oxidize a little bit. Hopefully by the end of the episode, they are turning blue. And what do you know? We got another Nautilus. You know what? Let's just bring him inside. Come on, buddy. The more, the merrier. Get on in here. Plop on down. I'll take that off you. Perfect. I have some pufferfish on me. Does he need to be tamed? Yes, he does. One more spot I thought we might need a little bit of extra lighting instead of torches, and that's going to be right next to the tower if we go right there. I like how that pops up from the quartz. I'm going to fly to the diagonal tower and do the same thing right here. And that is not looking too bad. Well, okay, this thing is looking crazy. I'm trying to fly in a little slowly right now by turning ever so slightly, but this thing is looking wild right now. Loving all the spikes on top. They look like stars glistening from far away. And you know what? They might look like stars from under here as well. Let's fly in and... oh man, the night sky is so cool from in here. Looks like the Nautilus are enjoying their new home. So I think the outside is nearly complete. Just a couple things I'd like to add, and I'd like to go back to the Polar Bear Sanctuary one more time. You can see I almost over-detailed. You can say I over-detail a lot of stuff, but I think I may have over-detailed the towers on the Polar Bear Sanctuary, so I don't want to do the same thing over here. I'm not going to add any lights. I'm not going to add any trapdoors, but I am going to add 1 spike. By adding 1 red nether brick and 1 mangrove fence, I think that'll bring it down to a close. Slap this guy right here, and now I'm gonna go back down to the bottom. I believe this entire mud brick circle needs to go out by 1 more block. We don't have enough space to walk right here. So luckily I have an entire shulker box filled up, and oh wow, okay, I'm lucky that I just passed this right now. Let's put this right here and cover that up. That didn't happen. You guys saw absolutely nothing. But this circle is at 121, 3, 5, 7, 9, 131, and 133, so let's bring this all the way around. Then with the space that we just added in, I'd like to add a little bit of fencing so that I can walk all the way around. If I hadn't have brought this out by 1, we would have had it connected to the deep slate towers, and I don't want that. We will leave a small opening where the entrance is. Now, if we happen to arrive by boat, we can walk in and bam, this place is glorious. Okay, that's enough distraction. I need to get the rest of the glow lichen down. This is definitely the most tedious part of the process, but it is a must. The less torches we have, the better this build will look. Might be kind of nice to just take the glow lichen all the way around the perimeter to kind of make it seem like the balcony is a little bit overgrown. I had to bring Roger out for this one. I'm going to use iron trap doors in between all of the andesite slabs that are on the inside of these windows. Hopefully this makes everything look a lot cleaner. Okay, there we go. Now the glowberries only reach about halfway down, which makes it look so much more clean. Let's chop down a couple trees real quick. I'm gonna head over to this water line and... Alright, let's take it down. Normally in these builds I would make a huge bubble elevator, but today I think the ladders would help save some space on that walkway, and this looks so cool! We are far away from this thing and you can just tell how big it is. This is glorious indeed. The best place for a ladder may be right next to the entrance so we can easily get up to the 2nd floor. Let's just count over 1, 2, 3 right there and move up. Break this right here. In between the glowberries will go. Pop that open, and bam, we are on the 2nd level. I am loving this sanctuary right now. This is my favorite sanctuary that I've made in this world so far, I think. And you know what we need to do? Is get those original Nautilus that we got at the beginning of the episode. It's about time they see where they're going to be living for the rest of their days. Hopefully they're still chilling out here, not going too far. I see this guy is stuck up against the wall. I'll take him out, but where's the guy with the armor? Okay, well, he's missing. I turned on hitboxes so I could find him. I do not know where this guy went. I'm gonna hope he's out here by the Guardian farm. If not, I'm gonna have to go get some more armor. He ran off with my gold. Well, now that is just insane. We have a thief on the loose. Well, you know what? We don't need to keep talking about this. Let's just go on an adventure. Let's find some more armor. Now that we know what we're bringing it back to, it's going to be a little bit more exciting. I feel like if we just go straight within the next 5-10 minutes, we'll find a new shipwreck. We're going to get new armor. It's going to be great. Just going to fly like 500 to 700 blocks past the auto sorting system. I don't believe I've gone too far this direction. Sometimes I forget how awesome it is that you can just find naturally spawning new cows next to these armadillos over here too. We are loading in a bunch of villages. That reminds me, one of these days I do want to make a nitwit sanctuary. That's still happening. We're on to a brand new ocean over here, so I believe we should hit a couple new shipwrecks. And actually there's one right here. I mean, come on, this has gotta be one with some armor. Please. Oh, well, no, we got a diamond. If we drop down below, what do we have down here? Come on. Oh, it's just a buried treasure map, but this might have some armor in it. Looks like we are right next to the treasure. Let's head on out. Swoop over here to the beach. Okay, looks like this might be the spot. Gonna be right down here. There it is. Come on. Ooh, no armor, but close. Stumbled onto a huge mangrove forest. This thing is gorgeous. I love the mud working its way up the mountain over here. This thing looks so cool. Got a Nautilus right next to a shipwreck. I hope that's a good sign. Come on, there's gotta be a little bit of armor in here. And we have copper Nautilus armor, let's go. At least we're not coming home empty-handed. The sun's going down and the sanctuary is looking mighty fine. Let's bring this down to a much deserving Nautilus. This guy looks like he needs some armor, and boom. I brought back a bunch of saddles because this guy gets a saddle. Actually, wait, this guy's not even tamed yet? Hold on. There you go. Now he gets a saddle. Then he can take the armor and boom. Ooh, this guy is looking official. We got one right here. Oh, we got one right here too. Oh, wait, I actually just started riding this guy. Hold on, buddy. Wait, let's take you and let's take you. Hey, we got a baby Nautilus over here now. All right. By the way, if you're chilling on the Twitch streams, you may have the opportunity to get yourself named after one of the Nautilus. Just stop by anytime. Kind of want to throw saddles on all of these guys, so I'm going around and looking for every Nautilus that we have in here so far. There's about a dozen of them, and I'm going to keep breeding them so that we get more and more. Now that the build is looking complete, I need to go on an adventure for some more Nautilus armor. I really want that netherite Nautilus armor, so on stream, I'm going to be looking for that. And feel free to join anytime. It is twitch.tv/WaxFraud. I also stream on YouTube. I am super pumped that we have this build in here now. This is amazing. Oh, man. Let's see what it looks like down from this valley. Oh, yeah. Eventually, we'll have a path going over here once we have a build on this side and this side. But then we can roll up to the beach, and would you just look at that. I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for watching this episode. I really appreciate everybody in this community. This build took a while, but I'm glad we got it done. The Nautilus deserve a home, and now they have one. The next episode should be pretty fun. I feel like I have some nice plans set for episode 30. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Do something nice for somebody, and I will see you on the next episode. Just wanted to take this time again to say thank you guys for watching. It really means a lot, man. 8,000 days is crazy. Appreciate you supporting the channel during this series. Quick reminder to take care of yourself. Do something nice for somebody. Thanks for leaving a like on this video, and you know what? I will see you on the next one. Bye.